And we are now live. So, as always, hello and thank you to everyone who's able to join us during the chat. A big thank you always to Team Rewatch because I know between time zones, work schedules, life, it's not always possible to hop on when the stream's live. Today, I am joined by Donna from Donna-Marie Reads. So excited because, woohoo, it's my first time with someone on a live from the province where I live in, which is Ontario. And we were chatting. I was right. We are hours apart. Hey, Lily, welcome. And so, Donna, let's start off with you telling us a bit about your channel. How long have you been on BookTube?
Okay, the daunting part.
That's why we get it out of
Um,
the way early.
yeah. So my name's Donna, and my channel is Donna-Marie Reads. And I've been on YouTube for going on, I think, 8 or 9 years. Right.
Wow.
Actually, today, I got to become a YouTube partner. So it's taken that long
Oh,
to get there. Thank
congratulations.
you. But yeah, so my channel is mostly like I do reading vlogs, I do a lot of sprints, I co-host readathons, um, and I read between fantasy, romantasy, smutty type books.
Did you
Uh,
like ACOTAR? I know you liked Fourth Wing, but we'll get into that after.
Avatar, I haven't read the last book, but number th no, number two was my favorite book.
See, I like
So
Silver Flames, but we'll come back to that.
I'll probably like that one more too. But yeah, a little bit about me is I am in my 30s. I'm a mom of 4 children. I have 2 cats, a dog, and if we want to count either an animal or in children wise, basement daddy, which is my husband.
Nice. Hey, Noah. So I mean, that's quite a while you've been on. And so when you started, were you always doing sprints, Donna, or did you start with videos? How did you kind of come to where you are now? Because that's a long time to be sticking with it, and kudos.
Thank you. So I actually started out with my daughter. We it's kind of really nice to see the memories. I've hid these videos, but um, it's nice to see the old memories of how young my kids were because
Oh, yeah.
I couldn't be on like a screen without my daughter because I was so nervous.
Oh,
Um, so I just did more or less videos. I did like the tag videos. I um oh there was this cozy reading night. I don't remember who did it. It's somebody in the UK. They do cozy reading night. It's like one night. And I did like vlogs for that as well. Actually, there was one vlog where I did it, and it was my first time having my dog. So he was like a puppy in this video, and it was really
oh,
adorable. But I didn't get into sprints until probably about five, 5 years ago, I think it was. And that was with my friend Anna, um, from Book Dreamer Alley. I don't
I
remember
know.
the name.
I've got a book that I need to update because I'm the same. Sometimes I'll remember the person's name or the
Yeah,
channel, but then I forget
yeah,
which goes together. It's like, oh,
yeah. It's
it's
usually the
all good because
channel
we're all
name
good.
I struggle with. But then when I'm on sprints, it's the name of the person to that channel name. I was like, okay. But we started off with 12-hour sprints,
Wow.
where I would do 6 hours on my channel and 6 hours on their channel, and it's like right after. So we were up for 12 hours.
Holy jumping.
Sometimes it was like 6 a.m. until no 6 p.m. till 6 a.m. So I was up throughout the night. That was horrible.
I was going to say that had to be hard with, well, how old are your kiddos? Hey, Kat.
Well, at the time, they were a little bit younger. But right now they are between the age of 12 and 19.
Oh, so a little more self-sufficient now, but yeah,
Yeah.
through the night, that would have been wild.
Yeah. So, but now it's like we kind of suggested we do them every time in December because that's when we first became friends. So we do
Hmm,
like a friend anniversary and we will do 12-hour sprints during that time. So,
nice.
yeah.
That's cool. Now, do you use StreamYard for your sprints?
I do. I actually paid for the StreamYard and that's a lot of money.
Well, and that's why I was wondering because I know when I was chatting with Hermie, hey Leslie, um, I was chatting with Hermie, might have been off the stream because we're on Voxer too. And I
Mhm.
know I was asking her because she does a lot of sprints as well. And she was saying she had the paid version. And I'm like, yeah, I don't think I'm up to that yet. But I know a lot of people who use StreamYard, but I don't know if StreamYard has the same thing of you only get so many hours of um, going live, because I know on StreamYard, I think it's 20 hours a month. And yeah, so I don't know if StreamYard is or Streamlab is different. But yet now,
Yeah. I
Donna, I
haven't
don't know.
used Stream.
Yeah, I'm not sure if you know, I've been kind of keeping an eye to the side. So we have Lily Eve,
Get that Casey. Hi, Casey.
and we have Noah, who, yes, calls me the Dragon Mom. Hello, twerp. And yes, I'm 61, so that's why I laugh when I hear these people. And it was on Noah's reading sprint yesterday. I was having a massive chuckle because there's these people in their 30s. I think maybe one or two were in their 40s, and they're like, "Oh, I feel so old. Oh, I'm so old." And I'm like, "Are you, you're puppies? Like, get
I'm
over
the oldest one
yourselves."
here.
Yeah.
See, I only say it because I got four kids, and if you put four kids as like over the years and then being a mom to them, it just makes you feel much older. So that's
Well,
why I always say it.
and I'm laughing because when I was 30, 40, I was no different. It's just, it cracks me up now being 60. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
Then we have Kat, Ginger Bibliophile, and Leslie, Bookskers and Purrs. And then they were chit chatting with each other.
Yeah.
So, and I'll have to keep an eye on Kat because Kat likes to see if I can keep up with the chat. And if Jenny pops in, they will both, because we have our Chaos Gremlin crew. And
Mhm.
if Jenny pops in, they'll both have fun trying to spam through the chat. And it cracks me up because I catch them every time. I'm like, seriously? I worked at high schools. I was in schools for 23 years. Most of it was in high schools. I got this. But it's always entertaining to see what they come up with to try and spam
Yeah.
everything.
It's even more entertaining now that YouTube has put out their top fans. So you get to see who the top fan is.
What is that?
So every time you chat in the live or like
Yeah.
send super chats, which is more so when you get like monetized, you become a like a top fan. You have like top 50, but the top three gets a crown by their name. And you have to try to keep going.
Now, see, the funny thing, because I'm not monetized, but Noah,
Yeah.
you must then be monetized because when we were in Noah Sprint yesterday, we were all laughing about, well, why did you get a crown? And then some, and people had numbers one, two, and three beside them. and then suddenly the
Yeah.
numbers changed. Some people lost the crowns.
Yeah.
Ah,
So
so
you don't
it's
have to be monetized for it though. It's
oh,
free
you
for
don't.
everybody to use. The only time you can be monetized is the super chats.
Ah,
Yeah.
got so
And then
many things to
it
learn.
will, the next time you're live, it will reset and then it will like people have to try to get back up to number one or number two or number three.
Oh, the cat don't.
I was having fun on my last stream I did on Tuesday. Actually, I was streaming for Canada's Day. It was actually
Oh,
amazing.
there you
Yeah,
go.
I
Nice.
actually most views on my channel for my live, so it was really good. Um,
Sweet.
but like near the end, like everybody was trying to comment and kept on commenting just to try to get that number one to number three spot. And I was like, we gotta go.
Oh, that was hilarious. So
Yeah.
Noah is, if I remember, almost mid-30s, and he's the one who's forever going on about being old. Cat depends on the day. Sometimes I'm three, sometimes I feel like 300. Yeah, I know that feeling. So,
My husband says that he's 3.0.
yeah.
Mhm.
Mind age is 6, body thinks it was in the Civil War. Just a little payback. I don't, oh, well, I did it once during one of Kat's reading sprints because she does them every Friday evening and she's going to be getting back to them shortly. But yeah, the one time she was busy reading and I just wasn't into the book I was supposed to be reading. So I just filled up the chat and then she looked up and realized that there was all this chat and no, it's not a challenge. It's just I know how things go. I mean, was it last week or the week before? Because Kat is usually at work on Thursdays, but she's home today. And so, because she couldn't be at the live streams, she would go in because I pop them up usually in the morning. And that's how I ended up thinking I put the wrong dates on them. This time I was ahead of the game and I had two, but instead of looking at the side where the live stream is, I saw June 29th and I'm like, oh my gosh, how did I get that wrong? And why didn't anybody tell me? It's been sitting up. And then I'm like, oh wait, that's the date I created it, not the
Yeah.
date of the
I've done
actual.
that so many times when I've looked in StreamYard. I was like, what? Oh no, 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 never mind.
And see, normally I just kind of do it the day before, and I always send the invite the morning of because
Mhm.
I don't know how many emails people get, and we all get busy, and if it comes too soon, then it's easy to misplace it, whatever. So I just send it out in the morning. I set up the stream and away we go. So this time, yeah, I'm like looking at two other boxes going, how did I get? No, I know these were in July. What's going? And then I'm like, oh my golly gosh. It's like, goodness me. Lucky little, always being a fuss, but he's such a cute little guy. Cat also has two dogs and one cat.
Yeah.
So she's got little man, Franny, and JB.
I've actually been on Cats Live, like not on, but like I've been there chatting in Cats Live a few times.
Oh, no,
So,
how have I not seen you there?
um, well, it's been a while. I haven't been able to catch Cats Live, so
Okay, there we go. Because, yeah, it's funny. It was through Cat that I met Ven, that I met Noah, that I met Jenny. And Leslie and I were trying to figure out where we met, whether it was through Margaret Pinard or something. Like, it's amazing how just
how you
popping
meet
into one thing
people.
and well, yeah, and it's funny. So here you and I are in Ontario, and I met you through
Yeah.
Hermie, and I
Yeah.
met Hermie
Yeah.
through Ven and Noah. It's like I have to go to the UK to meet someone in my own province.
Yeah. I get so lonely though, because like I'm in a chat, group chat, and it's all UKs. And I'm like, because actually, it was Hermes little group chat, and it was all the UKs, and they're all talking about meeting up, and I'm like, I can't
Oh,
come to the UK. I can't be a UK person. And so Hermes said that they were going to adopt me, and
aw.
I'd become UK.
That's lovely. And yeah, that's the thing because some others that I follow, like Gareth Book Songs and Other Magic, and then there's a number of people in the States, and they're all talking about their meetups, or you get to see the meetups, and it's like,
I know.
I haven't met anybody close enough
I've
here
seen the
to,
UK people meet up, I've seen the US people meet up, and I'm over here in Canada going,
yep,
well,
same.
I guess I'm not meeting up.
Yeah. Well, and that was cool about the Canada Day live stream. I think I was
Yeah.
staying away from the computer part of that day. I did my post. Oh yeah, because I hadn't slept very well the night before,
Mhm.
and so I was up at like some insane hour of the morning, and I thought, well, I'll just do my Canada Day post now in the community now, and stick my
Well, I
face in a
did.
book.
It was Resetathon Sprint, so it's the readathon I'm helping host. It's Hermie and Beatrice's baby, technically.
Yep,
I'm helping host it, and it dawned on me that like the day before, I'm like, wait, I'm Canada's Day. I might as well. So I made this little like overlay for my channel where it has a Canada flag and it says Happy Canada's Day on there. So
yep.
it was on there when I was doing that. And then during that, I did a community post, just more wishing everybody a happy Canada's Day and all that. So yeah, it was pretty fun.
That's nice. Well, and I just, because I was talking about most of my July content, or a bit of it, is going to be featuring Canadians because we don't really get mentioned much. And most people don't know Canadians unless they go to America and then they think they're Americans. So it's like, and trying to find Canadian booktubers is not easy. I mean, there
No,
really isn't many that I've met, and I'm not sure why we're so hard to find because I'm sure there's hundreds of us out there. So on
Canada is
my
a big place.
post, exactly. So on my post, I listed the ones that I knew or I thought I knew. Bless her heart, Jessica's like, thanks, but I'm not Canadian. I'm like, whoopsie. So I had to change the post to honorable mention because she's just a new baby booktuber. So I thought, well, there, she got special mention. And today was really exciting because along with all those Canadians, I mentioned below, if you needed some humor, check out Red Green and
Mhm.
Stuart McLean because they're on YouTube as well. Well, just a few hours ago, I got a lovely comment from Red Green thanking me from giving him a shout out. And he was so excited to be part of, or he was honored to be part of the mention. And I'm like, how awesome is
Yeah,
that?
that
Because,
is amazing.
yeah, I mean, he's still in Hamilton. He's always stayed in Hamilton. And yeah, so I thought, well, that was super sweet that, he
Yeah.
saw my post and replied. Cat's trying to get to that top. Yeah, so I don't know what happened because we were all chit-chatting in Noah's thing and he wasn't quite sure what it was. And Cat's like, I don't have a crown. So we'll have to Noah's gonna fight for it. So we'll have to see when the crown. Now, can you see if people are crowned in the comments, Donna, or
Not here. You have to go on YouTube to
on
check.
YouTube? So
Yeah.
they can, so I'm sure they'll let me know if, let's band together, hold the line. Cats, yes, she does have sweet pets, but you also have Ginger and Terrell, who are adorable white and ginger cats. So, so sweet. That must be tough. Okay, is this JB? Oh, little man, I see growl. Grumbling to go out, just wanted to look for something to chase, had the nerve to growl at me when I told him to come in.
That's cute.
Kids, I tell you.
I'll show my animals. I'm not gonna go get them because
Yeah.
especially this one. So this
Oh,
is Simba. He's the
what a
baby.
cutie.
He's 5 years old, I think, 4 or 5.
Oh.
His name's Simba, but we call him Garfield.
He's got the
Um,
coloring.
Originally, and you'll understand where this is coming from if you have read other things from Sarah J. Maas. I was gonna name him Rowan from Throne of Glass.
See, I've only read ACOTAR. I am only ever
Yeah.
reading ACOTAR. I don't care what Hermie or Noah or anyone else says. ACOTAR is it. And
Well,
I
if
just got
anything,
Frost and Starlight. So, oh, I gotta get that off my Amazon wish list. Lord, if I get 2 copies of that, I'll just
if
blah.
uh, if anything, myself, Hermie, and a new YouTuber named Alex are doing a almost half a year long read along for Throne of Glass, and we're gonna be live reading sprints
Ooh,
and chatting about it and stuff like that. So,
enjoy.
but
But
yeah,
if
so
anybody
uh,
else in the anybody
if
else
anybody
in
else
this
is
section
interested,
here wants to join, this is Little
um,
Man.
so that is so yeah, and then I named him Simba because my youngest was at the time watching Lion King nonstop. And I went like this with the cat, and I'm like, nah, you're Simba. And then
Yeah.
now he's so big, I'm like, you're Garfield. This is the oldest one. This is Stampy.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
What
I
a
actually
cutie
got
pie.
2 photos of them. It was cute. And then
Now he's
I'm
the one who
trying,
picked one of your reads, I think, because I know I've seen it
yeah.
was one of your videos or through a stream, and I remember they were picking your reads for you.
Yeah, that was the one that chose my read. Um, just trying to find a good photo. I guess well, yeah, we'll do this one. This one's got a funny face. This is Jax,
Aw.
and I named him after Sons of Anarchy. So he's that's Jax. So those are my
Yeah,
animals.
those are cute. Yeah, and I was actually, I think it was when Jolene and I were chatting. I said it's funny how few booktubers I can think of that don't have pets. Pretty much all of us either have cats and dogs, dogs, cats, combination, dogs, cats, and
Rabbit.
other animals. It's yeah,
Yeah. We
all
have some type
all
of animal.
yeah, books and our little fur babes. So
I
this
mean,
is
if I
about
could have a dragon, I would.
a what?
If I could have a dragon, I would.
Oh, I definitely would. And they get along with cats. Tiki's forever laying up on the top of my cubes with my dragon. And yeah, that would be awesome. Plus, it would, get rid of the muggles around my house. But, we'll just leave that at that. Okay, so little man thinks he can't get in trouble because he's my little snuggle baby. Yeah, that's true. Those kids, just like the human ones, know how to work the eyes, and I'm so good. I like when communities mingle together, as do I. Okay, those two are chit-chatting. Can't remember how we met. Agreed. I think one of your videos popped into my feed. And that's how I ended up in BookTube. My video ended up in someone's feed, and
Hmm.
they were someone who, when they subscribe, you can see them. I don't. I just pop all over the place, but some people have their and so it was funny. I knew this person had popped on and I checked out their channel. She was a booktuber just starting out. I mean, she'd been around booktube, but just starting her channel. And that's how I ended up meeting everybody. So if she hadn't clicked on my video and I
Hmm.
hadn't clicked on hers, because I'm just over 3 years now, but it's only been about a year and a half that I've been even around booktube and meeting
Okay.
booktubers. I was more
Yeah.
into paranormal and the debunkers and
Yeah.
top 5 channels because it was mostly just something to kind of watch, and I was yip yapping about books because there was, something to do in a day. And then suddenly I came into the booktube community, and
Yeah.
that's my recent video of booktube's killing my reading because there's events and there's group reads and then there's stuff I want to read and then there's making channel content and then there's I don't have to talk about every book I read. Like, why
Yeah.
why is this
It,
an
it's
issue?
it's a lot. Like everything that you can do, it becomes sometimes too much, to be honest.
Yeah.
So,
And so
but
that's
I
why I
met,
put it.
yeah, I
Go ahead.
met her during Kooky Mayhem.
Nice. Yeah, and that's it. Like there's so many fun events and read-alongs and people to connect with, and you don't want to say no because at least for me, it's about, making connections and interactions, getting to know people. And then at some point you just have to say no.
Yeah,
And
I have to do that today. Um, I haven't yet because I want to be nice about it. But I was asked by someone that had done a readathon like 2 years ago that I was a part of, and I
mm,
guess they're bringing it back and they want me to be a co-host again, but they're doing it in August.
uh,
And in August, I'm already co-hosting Readathon with my friend that I do 4 times a year, which is
mm,
like it's self-care prompts with bookish prompts and it's a bingo board, so it's like easy
cool.
and it's, general. And then I have my 72-hour readathon that I do every month, which is
Mm.
technically the same thing, self-care prompts with book prompts, and it's a little bingo board. But in August, I'm leveling up my 72 hour.
Oh,
Um, so it's a little bit more work. So I'm like, I don't think I can do this.
yeah.
So I'm
Yeah,
gonna have to say no.
and that's the challenge because, and I mean, that's what I've been doing lately too, is you really have to pace yourself and think about, okay, there's only so many hours in the day. It's not just YouTube. And it's not just the even making stuff, whether it's making a video or planning to do lives, because you have to be available for that. But then there's life and all these other things. So, yeah, it really is a planning and that sometimes having to say no. And
Yeah.
Jenny is here, the other twin, so I'll have to see how far behind I am. But here's Kat. I shall be number one. Jenny dozed off, watching on 2 times the speed. No telling Kat she won't. Kat excited, twin, which is Jenny, gutter queen. Challenged us to spam her too much. Yep, here we go. Don't feel bad. Haven't met anyone. Oh, haven't met anyone from the States. Okay. Now, she does know many, many other booktubers in the States, just to clarify, but she hasn't been to any of the meetups.
Ah,
So
that's understanding. Same. My first ever best friend for online wise is from the States, and we have been friends for about 9 years now.
nice. That's cool. Hey, Greg. Now, Greg was amazing. Sunday is when I was streaming with Jolene, and we were talking about, different Canadians going through comedians, actors, and Greg actually knew some we didn't know, and Greg's American. So I thought that was pretty amazing. Swear the crowns are just encouraging spam to outdo each other. Now, the funny thing is, and Ven must be having a bad day at work as he's not here yet, but I know a few times Ven has been spamming in Kat's readathons on Fridays, and he actually got halted on because he'd spammed too much. So it'll be interesting to Kat saying it stalls at 75. Okay, and yeah, it was 75 on
Yeah.
Noah's
The highest I
yesterday.
seen was 250 that somebody got. So you can
Wow.
get higher.
Oh, here we go. Leslie's yes in the States, so is Kat. Jenny either knows or has seen it go higher. Noah's come to the UK. How'd you get one? But I don't, and I've spammed way more. Okay, so they're already with the crowns. Who knows? Happy with so Noah must have the crown. Let's start digging a tunnel. Favoritism, that must be for the oh yeah, and Noah, really, you don't know what video I'm waiting to make this month that goes with the mwahaha? You know the part two that I've been saying I'm going to do for ages. I just have to record it because it requires books, scissors, highlighters, glue, other items. And I've been wanting to do my book murder part two video for ages. Because I did my part one on annotating because it's fun to, and you can just, well, I can hear Noah just gasp whenever I'm highlighting and writing in my books because
I get the same thing from my friend Anna. She really does not like when I show that I've highlighted or annotated, like written in it or drew in it. I like to draw and to make them pretty, okay?
I agree. We have the lovely Margaret Pinard here. Hey, hon. People saying hi. See, now I got to try and catch up. They're competing for who's the
I
favorite now.
seen
So,
that. I seen the spam, spam,
yeah,
spam go down there.
maybe we'll even find some cute bunnies. Yeah, oh, yeah, Jenny. No, Kat has cute bunnies in her yard. I have baby groundhogs and little skunks. Haven't seen the little skunks for a bit. Now they're all
No.
cheating, trying to get the crowns.
Yeah,
Oh,
no, I had a skunk in my yard like a week ago that my
yeah.
dog barked out my window up like in my room. He
Yep.
barked and scared it, and it must have been in my yard because all you could smell in my house was skunk. And I'm like,
Oh,
no.
yeah, it's the one when we had dogs, we used to have a full-size Pomeranian and a little Eskimo Spitz, so they weren't massive. And they
Yeah.
both had the curly tails. But yeah, Wolf got sprayed a couple of times, and then we really had to watch them because then they get skunk rage. And it's like,
Yeah.
dude, no, you got a big fur coat. You stink for weeks every time you get wet. Leslie, Ginger and Terrell menaces to society. They're so adorable. Okay, I'm just trying. How do I get how do I get number one with one food emoji? Maybe you have to have
Oh,
emojis for it to oh, now Cat's or Margaret's like Cat systems obviously rigged. So
just know I still have the crown.
I think it's just random picks, likes, chances, or numbers to make us fight. There you go. Now you know how I felt yesterday when Ven stole my spot. Yeah, because Ven came in, got Jenny's crown. I suddenly jumped to number three, and then Ven left, and someone have to band together, fight the system. That would be YouTube in general. Glad someone likes me, winks at algorithm. Oh, here we go. Leave Akatar alone. Never. Oh, Noah's going to sulk. And Kat has not and will not read Akatar. Now we have this running joke because I did end up reading Fourth Wing, and I'll eventually catch up. But so I read Fourth Wing because I kept hearing everyone talking about it, and it had dragons. I love dragons. I have dragons in my name. I do not read spice. I am not interested in spice. I'm not interested in people who want to climb trees and all of that and miss all these other things about your world about ready to go kablooey. So thankfully, I got it from the library. So didn't buy it. And I'm like, and it was good, the last 130 pages. Like that was the story and world building I was interested in. Because the first part was all pretty much Violet and Xaden, which is
Hmm.
fine. And, you know, if people enjoy that, that's fine too. But that's not the story I was wanting to read. So I'm like, I'm done. There will be no Iron Flame, Onyx Storm, not happening. Then, bless his heart, enjoyed the book. So he read the other two and gave me the scoop. So I'm like, yay, don't have to finish it. Kat loved Fourth Wing. So did Noah. And Kat did not enjoy the second book.
To
So
be
I'm like,
fair, I also like I Fourth Wing is my top favorite of last year. Like it is my
yeah.
baby. Okay. I have this bookshelf is all Fourth Wing.
Oh, wow.
I have 4 copies of Fourth Wing alone. So I have 2 hardbacks and 2 paperbacks, all different looking books.
Yep.
And then I have 2 Iron Flame, and then I only have 1 Onyx Storm, but I will be getting to Onyx Storm. But um, on Iron Flame was not my favorite. It wasn't the greatest. It could have been better. She didn't have to rush it. The writing would
Mm.
have been a lot better if she didn't rush. But Fourth Wing and Onyx Storm, that's different. Sorry.
Okay, so um we'll as soon as I read this, then we'll pick up on that. So Kat has not read Akatar, will not read Akatar, and so I did her a favor. I read all 5 of them, so she doesn't have to. She's done reviews on books I wanted to, and I'm like, oh, hells no, I don't want to read that now. So we've done each other a solid and take turns. It's the awesome thing
Yeah.
about BookTube is hearing what other people say. And sometimes you're like, yeah, no, that's not going to be my kind of read. But
Hmm.
so here's so you like book 1 and you like book 3, book 2,
Hmm.
not so much.
Yeah.
And like I say, for me, it wasn't enough about the dragons. Like for me, that was the big turn off in Fourth Wing. I wanted more about the dragons and their history and what's going on and how did all this stuff come about with the humans. But I'd also read a number of different fantasy dystopian stories. So when I was reading it, I was seeing Katniss from Hunger Games, Beatrice from Divergent, the Pullman Dark Trilogies, although I can't remember those 2 characters. There were with the parents, you know, are they helping Violet? Are they out together? And so I think the other thing for me is all these other stories were coming up and I wasn't really focusing on just that story.
Hmm.
Whereas Noah said, and it was an excellent point, he hasn't really read much fantasy, so he loved it because he had nothing else to compare
Yeah.
it to, right? What do you
Hmm.
think made it one of your top reads? And you obviously really enjoy it having the different versions. So, what is it about the story that made it a great read for you?
Well, first off, usually what I say to everybody is when you look at Fourth Wing, you look at it's not gonna be the best written story ever. Okay. It is kind of for like beginner people who have not read fantasy. So like if you haven't really read it, jump into here, you might enjoy it. I usually say that she's put some crack into like the pages somewhere and it's
Yeah,
just devouring it. Um, One of the things that made me really enjoy it, usually it'd be the main male character. I mean, that's part of it, But I related so much to Violet
Mm,
that it made me like love it even more. I was actually because I have anxiety, like to the point where it's hard to get out of my house, it's hard to
mm.
do everyday things. And so the day I was reading it, I was going to the dentist.
Ah.
Scary. And one of the things that Violet says in the book is, I will not die today. And during the
Mm,
whole time I was at the dentist, I was telling myself, I will not die today. And I was like, this feels good. Like, I feel so good. And just the ways that she had to do other things because she couldn't do normal
mhm.
things, that's me to a T because I can't cook in my oven. Normal people can. I can't. So it's like I have to find the ways around it to feed my children, to be like a person,
Yep.
um, while also struggling with these. And so, in general sense, Violet is the reason why I love the book.
Okay. And see, it's interesting because I was chatting, yeah, because Hermie and I were chatting Akatar and Fourth Wing. For me, Violet really irritated me. And not just because of the climbing
Yeah.
Zayden deal, but because I live with chronic pain. And I'm
Hmm.
like, no, you can't. Now, grant you, mine's in my spine, not everywhere, but it's spreading. And
Yeah.
I'm like, no, I know what I'm like on those painful days, and I am not going out on a ring in a rink all bandaged up to kick ass. It's like
Yeah.
I'll kill somebody, but it's not going to be because I'm all wrapped up. It's because I'm just in so much pain. You're going to piss me
Yeah.
off, and I'll have to just choke you. So,
Think some of those though was to put into the fact that it is a book, so it's like you kind of gotta put a little more oomph into that character to make the book even more.
yeah,
Um, because I understand that like the pain that Violet was going through, not everybody goes through the same pain and not everybody does the same thing. So it's understanding. So that's why I kind of go with the flow of, okay, well, she has to do things this way. I have to do things this way. And that's where I'm getting, but like also understand not everybody likes Violet. So
and again, it's looking at her differently because as Hermie and I were chatting too, I said maybe it's just simple jealousy. I wish I could just get up and wrap a
yeah.
few things and go kick ass and on with my day. It's just not how it works for me
I
sometimes.
wish I could climb a dragon and ride it through the sky.
Exactly. But you also made an excellent point of having to find how you can do things. And so for me, my gardening is a big deal. And I've been doing that for decades. Like it's been a work in process. We've been at the same place. And then as my back became more and more of a problem and not being able to just stand and, use a big girl shovel and all of that stuff. So now I have to sit on my butt and I have my little girl shovel. So I can still do things and I can still take care of my yard. I just can't do it the way I used to. And that's
Hmm.
okay because I can still be out doing what I love doing. I've just had to find ways to modify and adapt to that. And like you said, too, using that mantra that Violet had and getting through the dental appointment. And I think that's awesome because, again, I don't think authors always realize how much of an impact their books have on people,
Hmm.
good, bad, or otherwise. But reading, and that's why I'm really hesitant to give books numbers because a
Yeah.
book is such a subjective experience and not just the material, but your headspace as you're reading the
Hmm.
material. And that'll get us to Akatar, but I'm just going to check and see how far my little gremlins have gotten. And if I've missed anyone, hello and welcome. I'll catch up. Lion King, yes. Ven keeps saying he's never watched it.
I heard.
Matt loves it. Akatar needs the scribbles and the margins to make it make sense. Yeah, I'm definitely annotating those suckers come our read in September. Look at that heroic pose. No, JJ. Picking your reeds is someone bagpiping. UK for the win. Margaret with the reeds. One comment, number one, total favoritism. And so they're all still sparting, trying to get there. Weirdly enough, easier to spam on my phone. Books, animals, best parts of the world combined. Meet a cow and a mini donkey. And that's right, Margaret does have bean. Noah's got Milo and peanut. Nope, coffee. Cat hates coffee. It's hilarious. Feed your enemies to the dragon. No evidence. Very true. Ooh, he's on the cat tree. I'm on the couch. Podcast recording. Oh, it was canceled. No one sent me instructions. Uh-oh. Well, hey, we're happy to have you here. The pygmy goats. Yes, and okay, pajamas. I'm not sure about that one. Could be anything knowing little cat. And she wants to pet everything. I send her pictures of the skunks and the ground. She's like, I want to pet them. I'm like, no. They're wild animals, sweetie. But they should be so
the
cute.
The worst one is geese.
Yeah, that's right. You don't go play with the Canadian geese. Have a farm, vegetarian, didn't traumatize anyone eating their brethren. You threaten them with bad behavior munching. Wrap-ups for all the books, watching, trying to record a bit already takes more. Yeah, and that's it. And it's funny because until I started making videos, I had no idea how much time it took to make. And I mean, some people have such fancy things in their videos and the different editing. And I'm like, yeah, no, it's not happening.
Yeah, I look at them and I'm like, where are you getting this from? How do you do it? I don't want to do it. It's too much work. I actually sat here today, to be honest, because so technically I should be getting a July TBR video out. And this is the second time this year where I'm sitting here going, I don't feel like doing a July TBR video.
Yeah. And that's it. Sometimes, yeah, I mean, I took a fair bit of time off. I think it was in April, and YouTube let me know it. And then I had to fight back to get all kinds of stuff with the numbers. But I was just like, no. And if I'm not feeling it, I'm not recording it, because that comes through in the video. It's, I'm putting this up because I said I would, kind of thing. Yeah, here, enjoy it, knock yourself out. And so what I'll do sometimes is, well, actually what I do most of the time now, since I've discovered this lovely thing called scheduling feature, is if I'm having a really good day and I've got 4 or 5 different things that I want to record, I'll record all of them. And it's funny because now and again, I'm like, oh, should I change my top? And I'm like, see if anyone notices that's been the same shirt for a week. And they're going, oh my gosh, you live in a box? She has one top?
Last year I did Bookmas. I think it was last year. And I did like 10 videos in one day.
Oh.
And I'm like, I'm not changing at all.
Yeah. Exactly. You just got to go with it. Just noticed while we have crowns, no one has, no one has a wrench. Has she not been told we need it for posting links? We have Margaret, and she needs to get on that at some point. Miss Elaine does. I will have to. That's right. I will have to wrench people. Once I figure, now, can I do that during the chat? See, Margaret, you're way more And actually, you would probably know as well, Donna. Oh,
So
sorry,
technically, like
Jenny.
if you're on the YouTube like video that
Yeah.
you're doing, you can press on their name and you can put them down as moderators.
Okay, but
It's
I
one
have
of the
to be
easier ways of doing it.
okay. But I have to be in YouTube, not StreamYard to do that.
Yeah, well, you can have YouTube up at the same time as the StreamYard and just have
Well,
your
you say that
video
like I
playing.
know how to do that. I actually do. I get so focused on the guest and trying to keep
Yeah.
track of the chat. And I always laugh because I know other people have all these other windows. I'm like, no, or someone will send me something funny on Voxer, and I'm like, I'm not listening to that
I'm
until
busy.
after. It'll be like I've been kicked out of my own damn chat. So I don't risk doing anything.
You can also do it afterwards, but you have to go through like the settings on YouTube.
Okay, I'll have to. So, Margaret, I will figure this out and we'll start plus that means I have other people who can watch the chat and I have real wood next to me. I've been lucky I haven't had to get rid of any troll douchebags because I'm small, so who's gonna come like it's not as exciting for those people. They want the big money like Captain Makeup who, pays someone who can't even put his shit makeup on properly and gets paid to do that. Okay, I don't think she trusts us with wrenches. I would, I've just not done it. I think 72-hour readathons were how I found Donna. Nice. Been on the fringe. Now, we'll
Mhm.
also have to figure how do you do a seven, like you can't stay up the whole time. So do you juggle it between other people?
So technically, I've been asked on sprints, am I going for 72 hours every time? I have to tell them, no, I can't. If I have kids, so I can't be
Exactly.
being
Well,
up
and a
for 3
husband
days.
and fur kids.
So that's why I kind of made it so that I'm going a little bit longer. So I'm trying to do like 10 hours or like 12 hours during one day of the weekend. But most of the time, I'm just sprinting for the 3 days. And it's just that you do this readathon from Friday to Sunday, and it's kind of your time for the weekend to just read and self-care and just join me on sprints to say hello.
Nice. And then, so you obviously turn the camera off for part of it, right?
No, I'm
Where
usually
you
on
set
camera
the
all the time.
time and then,
Yeah, I'm usually still on camera unless like I'm eating. Obviously, I don't want people seeing me eat.
yeah, obviously.
But most of the time when I put the timer on, you see like the little camera in the corner where I'm
Right.
still doing stuff. So
Yeah, that's a big commitment. So kudos to you for
yeah.
doing that. Now Jenny's saying she found lots of channels through live streams and sprints, and that's the way I've actually found quite a few people just starting to talk to somebody in a sprint, or they've made a comment on my video or let me know they subbed and I've checked out their channel and back and forth. So it's kind of cool. Kooky Mayhems and Truly Kooky. I don't think I have the endurance for large group readathons. Glad I did. Nice. Now that has to do with Kindle, right? The Kindle reads?
It's like Kindle reads, Kobo reads, more it's like Kindle Unlimited, all that stuff. So that's usually what that one is. But it is a huge project
Mm.
that Coda and Nicole do, and there was a lot a lot of sprints because it was a every day 24 hours. Like once somebody
Wow.
was done, you go on to the next person that's going. So it's like it
Mm.
was all the time. It was fun, but it was also very kooky and chaotic.
Yeah, well, and just, the coordinating and making sure that people could pick up the next one. Yeah, see, I
Yeah.
pretty much just read old school book in hand. So I think I popped in a few to just kind of hit the like button, but
Mhm.
that found Oh, there you go, Leslie through me. Woohoo! And we're
Hey.
doing Vampire Chronicle readings. Found Jenny through the other gremlins. Not sure exactly how I found Donna. I think a random pop-up. Nice.
I think I'm just trying to remember because like I was looking for sprints like a year ago, I think it was. I was just bored. I was looking for sprints, couldn't find anybody. And so when I went into like reading sprints, I found Cat sprinting. I was like, let's join.
Nice. Garrett's responsible for Kat and me teaming up. Yep, they're Thursday streams. Trying my first large read along summer, a Steinbeck. Ooh. East of Eden, wild ride so far. Good luck with that. I read Of Mice and Men last year for the band book project. I think that's the only Steinbeck I've read, and I'm good.
My daughter read that for school.
I mean, it was a difficult read, especially for someone who has issues reading about anything that involves animals.
hmm
But there was so much to that story, and it was an important story to tell. But I don't want to read it again.
Yeah.
And I mean, I've heard a lot about Steinbeck. There's a lot of great things about Steinbeck, but I have too many other books waiting to go there. Was it Gareth? One of the reading sprints. Either way, good time, bad for everyone else. Hey, Hermie, we were chatting about you, and you're never late. As Gandalf says, always arrive exactly when you're meant to. Hey, Hermie. Love we're knowing chaos, Dave and Gareth now, and they encourage it. Very true. Gareth stream when he had Pat on, gleefully spammed together. Yeah, you two are like such characters. Everyone's saying hi. Margaret wants to know why eggplant dirty? Eggplant delicious.
Depending on what eggplant we're talking about here.
Yeah, exactly. It's sketchy, euphemism. Hope you're good too. Leslie, dirty and delicious. Oh, yeah. So, Hermie, sorry it's taken me this while to catch up. The book murder video is a coming. I've got the thunder and everything, and I just got to get it recorded. And first, I'm going to say, hey, Matthew. Oh, and hey, Paula. See it. It's taking a while to get down. And Paula is also going to be joining with our ACOTAR read in September. And am
I
I
made
missing?
I made my husband read that series with me.
He read ACOTAR?
We're on the last book once I can get a second copy, but yes. First off, actually, I
That
made him read
guy
Fourth Wing.
loves you.
I made him read Fourth Wing with me. After I was done the book, and I mean literally shoved the book in his face. I was like, "You need to read this." So he read
So,
it.
so what did he think of
He
them?
loves it. He
Yeah.
loves Fourth Wing, like he really likes it. Um, Akatar he likes, but I think he likes Fourth Wing more.
Hmm. Well, because you got the
But
dragons, and it is
yeah.
a
Oh no, every time
different.
I bring up Fourth Wing, he's like, it has dragons. And I was like, yes, it does. But yeah, I made him read Akatar with me.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah, mine, no way. He reads. See, it's funny. My husband and Kat could chat ages about the books they read because he's read like Born Ultimatum and he's into all those spy, mystery,
Yeah.
adventure books. And then Kat and I have vampire books and a few others. I
Mine
was thinking I
mine
had a
doesn't
cat
read.
coming here.
Mine doesn't read. He games. That's what he does. So getting him to read a lot of these books is a bonus.
I was gonna say, then that's huge. He read ACOTAR. No, mine
You know,
reads like crazy, and he's not a gamer or a sports guy. But the only books we have, like he and I have in common, are Stephen King. Beyond
yes.
that, there really isn't much the same that we would read. But to be fair, most of my reading is nonfiction. So
Mhm.
it's ancient civilizations, some out there kind of theories, channeled work, astronomy, alchemy, crystals, energy healing. Not what most people would typically read, but he loves his adventure spy mystery
Yeah.
books. So, yeah. And I'm not oh yeah, because I did have a picture of the groundhogs. And actually, I don't know. Let's see if I can, because they were so cute. There were two of them here the other day, and I keep joking, saying Purina needs to rename their food. Oh, here it is. Now let's see if this will. Oh, there we go. So that's
Aw,
the cat
that's so
food
cute.
bowl for the feral cats, and then the water bowl. But that's two little groundhogs having a chow chow on the deck. I don't know where
That's
mommy was because
cute.
I put out food for them. Now, this is my pampered princess, Xena.
Aw,
She's
Xena, I
7.
love the name.
Yep, the warrior princess, but I
My
spell
mom
hers
used to
with
watch
a
that
Z.
show. I used to watch it with her.
So she's our 17-year-old. She's our chunky monkey at 20 plus pounds and diabetic and asthmatic. And she has a file at the vet's, which is insane because when she was younger, she was a hypochondriac. I got to go to the vets. I'm sick. Something. There was never anything wrong with her. Now that we
Yeah.
have everything diagnosed, she's fine. So, yeah, she's hilarious. Here is our youngest little terror, Tiki,
Aw,
and
so
she's our
cute.
only not my backyard adoption. All the other cats have been rescues from the backyard because some humans are pieces of shit and shouldn't be allowed to have animals. And then here is Panther, our 8-year-old.
Aw,
And he was born
so
part of our
cute.
protected feral colony. He came in with his brother Shadow. Sadly, the universe is an asshole and took Shadow when he was 3.5. For reasons we'll never know, feline leukemia became active,
Yeah,
and for reasons we'll never understand, Panther and Xena thankfully never got it, even though Panther and Shadow curled up together all the time, groomed each other. They ate out of the same bowls, drank water out of the same bowls.
yeah.
But the universe wasn't a total asshole and took them all from us. So, yeah, those are our three kiddos. But yeah, the little groundhogs have been having fun. Heard the skunk, smelled them on little man. Yeah, little man had to have a bath. People saying hi. Cat want to pet him. Stock up on baking soda and vinegar. I'm not a book murderer. I'm a graffiti artist. Ooh, I like that one.
I like that name. Like the name of that. That's interesting.
Yeah, people saying hi. Book murdering's just artistic expression. I agree.
I mean, to be fair, I do
Oh, there
have.
now. Ah, there we go. And colored in made it pretty.
Oh no, I drew that.
Oh,
That's not in the book.
even better. See, definitely artistic. Fun size folks have to climb the hot ones like trees. Oh, our little tiny cat. Still wait. Oh, I texted it to you. Read your Voxer, Margaret. I sent you a message. I know you still need my picture too. Gareth, I don't know if today is a Gareth and Dave week. I haven't seen anything, but that doesn't mean anything. It just means I haven't seen anything. Okay, oh, you leave my fantasy books alone. That's got to be back to when we were chatting Fourth Wing. Sorry if I missed some of your comments. Get it over breakup, 300 pages back and forth. Yep, this is definitely back to Fourth Wing. Couldn't write a romance. I kept being crap at fantasy. It's not her genre. Jenny actually hasn't read Fourth Wing. She's just having fun bugging people about it. Did I miss something in your email? Go run over. Donna's read, oh, there we go, Priory of the Orange Tree.
No, I haven't. Well, it was over there, but it's probably in the back. I have not yet, but my husband has been trying to push me to read it because he likes the fact of how chunky the book is.
Now is this another romance type book or?
No, this actually is more fantasy from what I could tell, and it's got
Okay.
dragons. It's got dragons.
Ooh,
Yeah.
okay. I'll let you read it and then I'll weigh out on your opinion. If there's any spice in it, I'll just go with what you say about it.
Yeah.
Violet had some badass elements, 'tis true. Lack of common sense, sneaky poisoning
Yeah.
was good. Yep, hundreds of pages. Undoing first book. Yeah, I know Kat definitely did not like the other one. Meaning to read it for ages, size puts me off. Yeah,
That's what's put me off. It's
and
a thick book.
and I'm amazed that especially a lot of these newer books are massive. And to be honest, it's why the Divergent series sat on my shelf for ages. And one of my grads, bless his heart, gave me the box set, which was so sweet. I'd seen the movies before I read the
Yeah, me
books,
too.
which is kind of odd because I had the books. And I'm just looking at them going, seriously, if I need a book to read to tell me what's coming up in the books to read to keep things straight, this is more than my brain wants to deal with. When I read a book,
Hmm.
I want to read. I don't want to go to university and have a textbook all over again. And then I think I read them. It maybe took me a day and a little bit because the print's huge. It's just that the book is huge as well. So, yeah, and I really wonder like, well, even with Harry Potter, the size of those books, and yet kids went crazy for them. And I was
My kids
thinking,
went crazy for them. I've never read them. I've watched the movies, like the first
hmm,
movie, but I never read them up until the last couple of years because my youngest wanted to read them, and being he's got kind of like a ADHD, and kind of what I have is a learning disability, so it's difficult to
learning
read.
challenge, not
Yes,
disability.
I
Oh,
have
my
a
kids would all like,
yeah.
wow, if they said that in
Uh,
the classroom. Challenge, learning challenge.
I've been growing up to like call it the other way, so that's why I've
Yeah,
been calling it like that. But both my son and I have that, and his is a little bit worse than mine. I've kind of grown up to get it a little bit better.
yep.
But so we just kind of laid in bed and just listened to the audiobooks, and I started not liking these
Mm.
books.
But
So,
that's the thing. And that LD, and I still can't believe for all the terms that have been changed in this world. And there's an agency here in my city that goes, and I'm like, no, 23 years and watching these kids and hearing what it's done to them emotionally, in terms of their self worth, in terms of their self confidence. And I used, mm, well, the last few years I was back in classrooms, but prior to that, for a number of years, I was in a resource room. And so I would get kids from everywhere in the building. It was high school. And it was always just the newer ones coming into the room where it would happen. The room would be packed because they loved working in there, whether it was on assistive tech or at the desk. And, one would come in, they'd be frustrated and I'd try working with them like, no, you don't get it, I'm LD. And I'm like, and
Yeah.
without fail, whether I had 5 kids or 10 kids, all the heads went down, but the one who just dropped the LD bomb, because they all knew what was coming. And I'm like, no, you have a learning challenge. We need to figure out how to make this work for you, how to support you so it makes sense. Don't ever come in here and drop that D word again, because it is our educational system that is disabled, screwed up, and messed up. But don't you ever for a minute ever let anyone tell you you are learning disabled ever again.
Yeah.
And they're like,
That's a good way to say it, though.
okay. and then all the other heads came up like, okay, she's done her
Yeah.
rant now and off her high horse. We're back to work and no
I
one's going
mean,
to
to
die
be
today.
fair, if I had that growing up, I probably would have been a lot better than what I am now. So,
But I mean, that's the thing, because people drop that term on kids when in grade 1, grade 2.
yeah,
And
yeah.
it's like, how dare you do this to children?
Hmm.
Like, that, next to Captain Makeup and a few other things, I just, it's a thorn in my paw.
Put them into a little bowl and just start squishing them together and
That's right. Get that
pour
little,
them into uh, pour them into a little grave in your garden.
that's right. They can fertilize my plants.
Yeah.
Okay, now, I'm not sure here, Margaret. Leave a trail of bodies and a manifesto. I know I'm behind here. Now, Hermie did enjoy Priory, but read it when it first came out. Don't remember the details,
Oh,
okay? Jenny, I've heard mixed things about Priory. Please let me know if it's worth attempting. Well, we've heard a few people. Will you
there
really
is a
catch up,
buddy read.
Elaine?
Yeah. There is a buddy read with Priory that's going to be happening, I think, this month or next month. So,
Okay, so people need
yeah.
to keep an eye. I don't know, Kat. I might, as long as if I've missed saying hello to anyone, I'm just going to quick scrolling down. And then, of course, I'll
Hello
forget
to
where I was.
anyone we have missed.
Exactly. Oh, there we go. See, I left it highlighted. Yay me. Size isn't as big as it looks. Some magic formatting. Enjoyed it, even though it went deeper into backstory than I usually dig. Okay, so we're getting comments on Priory. Me neither. So that's about a book. I'm back. Hey again, Leslie. I'm still catching up. Working on what word to send you, Margaret. Oh, that's right. She had popped out to find out. May read it gradually over a period. That is probably a good idea. That's why I have a currently reading stack of 30 books. I read a
Yeah.
little bit, then in the mood, and I'll look at them, and it's like, I need to finish some of these. And I have them all over the place. They're not literally in a stack either. And I'm like, but I don't feel like reading that now. I think that's
I'll
part of
just
just the,
pick up a book that I haven't started yet.
yeah, I was doing that through, I think it was May. I started so many books in May and finished next to nothing. It was like, I'll try this. I'll try this. Oh, little goats in pajamas. There you go. And
Aw.
no, I haven't seen those. Ran across someone else's word in the wild reading. It was cool. Wouldn't mind reading it again. People have been talking a lot about it. Well, there you go, Hermie. Is there a sequel? I'm guessing that's with Priory. If you're
There
not in
should
the
be, I
mood,
think, book 2 or book 3. Book 3 coming out or something like that. There's like
hmm.
there's a third one that's coming. That's all I know.
Yeah. And I agree with Kat. If you're not in the mood, you're not in the mood. And I'm like that with book. I refuse to hate read a book or just knock it off to say I've knocked it off. It's like, no, I want to enjoy it. And it may
Yeah.
not be content that I enjoy, but I still want to finish the book. I just don't want to finish it right now.
Yeah.
And same with hobby. Oh, the other. Oh no, this is about making videos because you were saying about not feeling it for the July
Yeah,
TBR. This is
yeah.
a hobby, not a career. Because I'm pretty sure I'm not getting to the. I'm still tippy toeing to 500. I don't see it anytime soon. TBR. Oh, I have 32 on my list. See, I consider because my plan is to read everything I own. It'd be easier to accomplish that if I stopped buying books. But to
Same.
me, that's my TBR is what I own. So it's like in the hundreds. I'll find out when I do my book audit because it'll be crazy because I bought so many books since last January. Should have been tagged in my TBR tags from yesterday. Numbers have dropped in half since I haven't been up to recording and doing lives. All been there. Everyone's ready again. Community's great. And I agree,
Mhm.
Kat. And do not let that knock the wind out of your sails because that's just YouTube. And once you get back to uploading and doing your reading sprints and all of that, it'll take a few weeks, but it'll come back. And the awesome part and what I appreciate is the community because you know the community is still there.
Yeah. I was gonna say, it's just numbers. It's more about the people than the the number on the screen.
Exactly. Well, and I mean, I appreciate like being able to do things like this and connecting with people. We have the comments under our videos, we have emails, we have Voxer for people that Discord plays nice with. They have that community. Me,
Yeah.
it lives up to its name. It's just a chaotic mess I can't get into, so I don't do that stuff. But that's it. It's the connections and the people. I've got my caring tree with over 60 names on it and more names to add. So to me, that's the type of thing that
Yeah.
matters for sure. Too much of a mood reader to have at TBR. See, if it wasn't really for reading events and stuff, I wouldn't, because I've got my box of books out in the living room. And actually, I have a stack of books that I've started in the corner of the table that Panther hasn't pushed off lately, thankfully. Um, but yeah, if I wasn't in some of those things, I probably wouldn't have that box of what am I going to look at potentially reading this month
Yeah.
because I just wander, my shelves, or sometimes I'll get on the library website and it's like, oh yeah, I want to try this and this and put them on hold and then go pick them up.
My
Have
issue
you?
was the recent video I've had that I'm gonna be uploading actually, hopefully tomorrow if I can get it edited. Um, but it's I started the one book going, okay, this is great, I can do this type of video. And then like two other books came for the library to be like, hey, I
Yep.
know you've been wanting these. You're now next in line. You only have 14 days though, so you might want to get reading them.
Oh, see,
So, yeah.
that's what happened to me with Akatar, but go ahead. So you got two more books.
Yeah, so technically I had three books plus one I already had out from the library to listen to. And I literally like I finished the one 'cause it's my favorite. And she's a Canadian author.
Ooh.
I'll tell you in a minute.
Okay.
But I finished it and then I was like, okay, I'm reading this one. And then it dawned on me, the other one I haven't even started is due in 2 days.
Oh.
So I had to read that one first. And then I finished that literally like 2 days ago. And I
Oh
finished
wow.
the two other books yesterday because I was like, I need to finish those. It was a mess. But I got the video done and stuff. But anyways, the
Nice.
um the Canadian author one that I devoured this book. My daughter got it for me for Mother's Day, and she has a new book out, but that is Every Summer After by Carly Fortune.
Oh wow.
It's a romance book. It's like it's really cute. usually when I hear about these like cutesy books, I'm like, okay, but they're like 20-year-olds,
Uh,
in the book. This is about a 30-year-old and like over 30s. I was like, okay, we can
ah,
we can roll with this. But
yeah.
it's a very Canadian book. That's the thing, okay? So technically, I'm sitting here going, I know these places because the main character lives in Toronto.
Oh, wow.
The guy character goes off to like university or school to become a doctor in Kingston.
Of course.
And then they
What?
go
He
to a
didn't come to
cottage.
Western.
I know, right? Um, but then they go to a cottage that's in Presqu'île Park. And I'm like, I know that place. But then it makes me want to go get a cabin and jump in the lake. And they're talking about Tim Hortons and everything else. So I'm sitting here going, this is very Canadian, and I'm loving it right now.
Awesome. That is great. And it is nice. And okay,
Yeah.
so I really don't read romance other than
Yeah.
ACOTAR, but a book that I do get that excited about, and actually they're also Canadian authors, are Barbara Smith and Joel A. Sutherland, and they write ghost stories. Oh, and John Robert Colombo, I believe. I think he's Canadian. I know I've got a bunch of his Canadian ghost story collections. So I always love reading their true ghost stories because there's always going to be at least one or two from here in London because we've got Eldon House and a few other locations. And it's like, ah,
Yeah.
cool. I know where that, I've been there. Never seen the ghost in our courthouse and
Yeah.
all of that stuff. So it's always
Uh,
fun.
yeah. It's also not getting into another subject, but another subject because we're talking about Canadian. um, is my youngest loves watching the show with me, and that is Murdoch Mysteries,
Oh, yeah.
which is
Loved
Canadian.
Murdoch Mysteries.
And I think it was like 2 years ago or about 2 years ago now, probably. They actually came to my town to film, which literally happened like 3 times in so many seasons because they've been here
Oh,
before two other
wow.
times. So I'm like, oh, we're famous.
Cool. That's
Yeah.
very
So
exciting. And yeah, I
yeah,
love that show. I mean, everything he invented was like, seriously, but it was just such a great show. Like, it wasn't gruesome or graphic, and
yeah.
so many wonderful characters to it. And yeah, we always go off topic here. I mean,
I'm sitting
so
here and we're talking about the show, and the first thing I do is like I have the theme song in my head right now going do 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 do.
yeah, see, now I might almost have to binge watch it again because it was such a great show. I really
It
enjoyed it.
was.
I didn't
I
like
think
how it was going near the end, but I did
they're
like
still
the
going. They're still
is it?
going. I think they're on 18 seasons now.
Okay,
Like,
Prime doesn't have all of them then.
yeah, they just came back to Netflix like very
Oh, we
recently.
don't have Netflix.
So,
Hmm.
yeah. But no, they're still doing it. They're still going.
Oh, now you've made my day. I gotta find that because I loved it. And who's the one Crabtree? Is he still on it?
Yeah, that's the one that he's the I almost said sheriff. He's not the sheriff, but he's
Constable.
constable, yeah. He's hilarious. He's funny.
Oh, I've definitely got to catch up on it now because I loved watching that. So this is how far behind we are. Folks are going to get
Yeah.
wrenched, Duck. Only way I do it, someone handle exactly enough to pop in correctly in the back end. So just started a book, someone gets killed with a spanner. So perhaps he was in the chat. Ignore Voxer while hosting? Like how Noah was late to me calling him a good boy? Yes. Hey
Oh,
now. Yes, Noah has a yes, but he just likes a certain person calling him a good boy. Why is it instantly dismissed, put down? Someone wants to have more goals for their channels, more than it just being a hobby. Why can't we have different goals and it be perfectly acceptable? And yeah, I mean, everyone has their own thing. Well, like so many things. And I mean, YouTube's the same, right? It's subjective. People are on it for different reasons with different goals. For me, it gives me something to do. I mean, I never imagined I'd be in front of a video because I always like being behind and doing photography and stuff. I had no idea how to do any editing 3 years ago. And I love reading, but I don't have people in my area to chat about with books and such. So, it's been something to do. If it ever at some point becomes monetized or, I get members, whatever, even if it pays for a few books a year, woohoo, that's gravy and
Mm.
a bonus. But otherwise, I'm just having fun and doing goofy things.
Yeah. Well, I was the same way because I was a photographer when my kids were little.
Mm,
I had a photography page called Super Mummy Photography.
nice.
So I did that for quite a long time. And to be fair, I got like fully back into reading in 2016. Because like I wasn't really much of a reader growing up, but I got more into it. And I've been doing this since like 2016. So
Nice.
um yeah, it's kind of I'm at the point now because my kids are older. I'm like I need to find me. I need to do things for me.
Yeah.
Um, and like my name before, actually, it was last year when I changed it, but my name on here was Mom's Book Collection. That was my name.
Yep.
And like everybody was like, well, what does your name mean? Like, why did you pick it? And I'm always like, well, I'm a mom and I collect books, general sense.
Yep.
But now, like, I am a mom, but I'm more than a mom now because my kids are older. I don't have to be that around them 24/7. Like they kind of have their own thing.
Yep.
And now I'm like, okay, I need to find me. I need to find out who I am. And like doing YouTube makes me happy, even though
Nice.
there are days that it's like, well, there's low days, but it's also like you kind of take in those low days and realize what it means because I have I usually take months off, like a week off during each month. So
Yeah.
technically June, July, and August, I will take 1 week off of being on YouTube, like posting and stuff. Um, and I just did that for June, and I'm sitting here going, I'm so bored. Because you miss it because you're not
Yeah.
doing anything. So you're sitting there going, I'm bored, but you also know you need to take this break
Yeah, exactly.
because you need to refresh. You need to kind of take the time for yourself. And in general sense, I have a family, so I also have to take time for them during summertime.
Yeah.
And it just, yeah, I don't know where I
Yeah.
was going with that, but
But it is very important, like you say, is you need to take that time and refresh. And it goes back to the, what our goals and how you want to YouTube. And because I know some people, they post maybe once, twice a month, and that's it. There's other people who post 2, 3 times a day. And then there's everybody in between. And excuse me, you've just got to find what works with your schedule, what makes you happy. And I
mhm.
go with if you're, my voice is going, just a sec, I'm gonna, allergies. But
Do you have water?
Dr. Pepper.
I just had Dr. Pepper before I came on here. I was like, I need some water. That's what I need.
um, but I mean, yeah, if you're not feeling it or you're not feeling charged, that comes up in your videos. And you need to take that time and step back. And like you said, don't worry, stress about the numbers because that's all they are. It's not who you are as a person. And it isn't even an accurate reflection of what's going on with your channel. And I made
Mhm.
a post about this a while ago, and I'm still laughing my cans off. So according to my analytics, now it's changed. Before it said 100% female. I'm like, ooh, I know all the men are not going to agree with that. And I know they're there because there's comments and I talk to people. And, but according to my analytics, they were 100% female. Now, the analytics have changed a bit and divided the percentages between men and women, but they are still 100% between 25 and 34 years old. So, Jenny, you're not 40 anymore.
I was gonna say
YouTube says you're 34.
at least they're making them young.
Well, exactly. And it's been at that age forever. And when I put it in my community post, I had a bunch of people laughing, going, oh, I wish, or I remember those ages. And I'm like, right. And I'm thinking, I'm glad I don't rely on them for money at this point, because if they can't get something that basic figured
Yeah.
out, how are they calculating your viewing hours and stuff? I mean, I'm sure they do, and they're not, wiggling things around, but I'm not going to get bogged down in numbers because it's not who I am. And, you know,
Mhm.
that's just, Kat and I several times have talked about this, trying to figure out the algorithm. That's just a hop and a skip to crazy town. And I got a few toes already in that direction, so there's no point going any
My whole
further.
foot's in that town, my whole foot.
Yeah. And Kat, and yeah, sprints are great for connections, even if not much reading gets done. And I
Yeah.
agree, because we read at other times, or you have a chance to read and can have more goals, but it's more of, you don't have to stress yourself out or feel guilty if you need a break. And that's it. Like, life
Mhm.
comes first. And I've seen some people in community posts, and some things come up and they'll apologize. And I'm like, life is priority one. Like,
Yeah.
you shouldn't have to apologize for putting your family or other things first,
Mhm.
and if you've attracted the right viewers, they're going to understand and agree with that. People who get their shorts in a wad about that are not the
There
people you
you
want
go.
to attract.
Goodbye.
Yeah. They're not there uplifting and helping you. Sounds like Greek hazing, sheep, sleep deprivation, not for me. Wonder if that's not the 72 hours, I don't think.
I
Oh,
think it
red.
was the 72-hour.
There, Mice and Men once was enough. Yes, it is on the banned book list for sure, Paula. If that's the rule, pretty sure never supposed to turn, but do anyway. Oh, and I think Margaret's agreeing with Mice and Men. Next up, cosplay, making TikToks.
I have a TikTok.
Yeah.
I don't I had one and then I deleted it because I was like, it's taking too much of my time.
Well, that's it. Trying to keep up
Yeah.
with everything, right?
Well, between trying to post on there, which it's annoying, to be
Uh,
fair. It's very annoying. And then on top of it, it's like you scroll and you lose the amount of time that you could be reading a book or being with your family. You could have been doing all that, but no, you're scrolling. You're checking out hot biker dudes wearing no clothes, okay? Like that's no.
Well, you need some of that eye candy every now and again, Donna, to be fair. That's why I watch
To be
movies.
fair, yes, but you can get hung up on it too.
So Noah's saying, yes, you did love Akatar and Fourth Wing. Hopefully life starts being nicer. You can reach your goals, Hermie.
Hmm.
It's because you need better taste, Noah. Who just poked up to say hello? And we got, okay, so they're just chit-chatting. But, oh, still waiting on them books. Thought there was something about drive-by caking. That'd be better than books. Like fantasy with real world building instead of the Swiss cheese plot holes that Yarrow's created. And again, Jenny cracks me up. You haven't read Fourth Wing. You just do that to wind people up, I swear. Oh, okay. Take care, sweetie. And we're saying bye, bye. Think were some cool reveals, but again, long ago memory. That might be back to Priory, possibly. I like
Maybe.
character development and lore over world building. Yeah. And I think that's, well, see, for me, there wasn't that character development in Fourth Wing. I mean, I'm not saying it wasn't there. I just didn't see it.
I, to be honest, felt like there was more character to oh my gosh, I lost his name because
Zayden?
I don't know
Oh,
because I don't want to I cried. Ah,
oh, oh, was
what's
it
his
the one
name?
at the end
Yeah,
from Fourth Wing? I can't think of his name, but I know who you're
just
talking about.
lost it. But yeah, I felt like there was more character on that person and stuff. So
Yeah, and that's why I thought it was. Yeah, I know
yeah,
exactly the scene you're talking about. And yeah, I was like, WTF? Because you're right, there was a lot of stuff there. And that's why I was like, well, this is wrong. Yeah,
yeah.
I know
It's like you
exactly what you're.
literally just heartbroke me.
Yeah, exactly. Aw, Panther, got all the cuties. Some people should dive with sharks, stay away from animals. Yeah, I agree. How do you differentiate lore and world building? Okay. Oh, and Kat saying, loving your book art.
Thank you.
Lore, story behind things, world building, more as the politics, social structure, way the world works. Yeah, it does make sense. So, lore, like the mythology, what the belief systems are built on, versus how does a society function.
Hmm.
I think I've said that right. You can let me know, Paula, and I'll catch up. Hopefully,
We'll get
email
there.
16 plus moving parts. Please respond. Same channel. Minimize confusion. Just look, see, we'll send pic, but not a word. That's because it was a few days ago, Margaret. I will do it. I will do it. Don't pick on the little gimp. Can could have been erased. Oh, there. No, it shouldn't be erased, but it's okay. I'll send it after the stream. Chunksters are intimidating. Or actually, I'll send it in the email probably tomorrow morning, Margaret. I also like them chunky. Better be talking about books, Noah. Exactly.
No.
Sometimes they.
I've seen what Noah reads sometimes.
Have you heard what some of Ven reads? I mean, that's why I'm
Yes.
laughing with Akatar. It's like, okay, to me, it's spicy because there was more than I ever needed to know. Well, partly because I don't care.
Yeah.
And then Ven and Noah were on a thing the other day, and I'm like, dude, what in the world are you reading?
I mean, I read some of those things. Uh,
And again, to
I
each their own and what you
yeah,
enjoy
yeah.
reading.
Like I devoured and loved Haunting Adeline. It was really good.
I have picked that book up like twice at
Did
Indigo.
you
I
pick?
just went to Indigo and I'm
Yeah.
like, somebody has been talking about this, but I couldn't
You gotta read it
remember.
in order though. So the first
Yeah.
one is hold on, brain fart. Uh Saint the Fair. First one's Satan's Affair. And then it goes to
Ah,
Haunting Adeline. No, Hunting Adeline, then Haunting Adeline, and then Where's Molly?
ah, okay.
But
So Yeah, it's a series then.
Yeah. Yeah, more or less. Where's Molly is more like this is like somebody else's book, but like these characters come in at some point. Um,
Okay.
but like I really liked Haunting Adeline the most. There's a gun scene in there, and I'm like,
Mm.
yes. I just read a book by the same author though that I was like, okay, where are we going? It's called Does It Hurt? There's a lot of smutty scenes in there, and I mean a
Mm.
lot. Like there's this killer on the loose, and they're like, "Ooh, there's a killer on the loose. I don't know where he is, but you know what? Let's do you on the kitchen table anyways."
Ah!
I was like, "What? You don't know where the killer is? He could come get you while you're doing it." There's that, but then there's also a shark scene where the guy puts like the bloody stuff into the water to then
Yeah.
bring sharks close. And then he bites the girl's lip, shoves her head in the water, and does her from behind.
Oh my goodness. And what is this book?
Does it hurt?
Uh-oh. You froze there, so we missed the
You
title.
did too. Does it hurt?
Hmm. Wow.
Yeah.
That person
Yeah.
has some issues. Noah, I'm not putting up your next comment. Cat cat had her crown, went away. Love the books, have to be in a mood, can be sad, angry making. Whoa, Margaret's sorting. Think you have get Noah. Okay, they're all challenging for
They're trying to
spamming.
get that spot.
They are. Look, now they're resorting to emojis. Oh, here we go. Disability Awareness Month. Oh,
I do have a
let's
mental
say
health
challenge
video.
awareness.
I do have a mental health video that I put up in May that I did for my anxiety and stuff. So I have
There
that as
you
well.
go. Okay, so people check that out on Donna's channel. Education needs to focus more on tailoring lesson. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. You are awesome, Donna. Good timing on the buddy read, so I'm guessing that's a Priory.
For the, yeah, Priory.
Yeah. All buried in the spam wars. Oh, neuro spicy. Okay, there's a
Mhm.
neurodivergent.
Yes.
Maybe careful. Hobbling off night, Noah. Oh, who will take the crown? Okay, there's going to be like a big challenge going on here. Depends on the person. Heard it from folks diagnosed, various neurodivergent, like everything, not every. And see, that one I can speak to when it comes to the word GIMP. There are
Hmm.
people who lose their mind about that word. I have
Hmm.
issues with my back. I sometimes have to wear a back brace. If it's really bad, have to use my cane. Thankfully, hasn't been for a while. The word GIMP does not offend me. Like if
Hmm.
someone calls me a GIMP, I don't care. But I also get, and this is why language is such a challenge
Yeah.
because different words impact, it's like books, right? Different words, different books impact us all differently. And
Hmm.
so, and I know in schools, well, mind you, I used to work in social services before I worked in schools. And so I was used to being called names. Like, I was just part of the shift. It's a
Yeah.
name. I'm not going to lose my mind over it. So when I would go to the schools, and every now and again you'd get some lippy teenager or whatever, I'm like, yeah, ooh, you still have to do the assignment. So could we just get on with it here? And other people would lose their mind, send the kid to the office, and I'm like, so you just gave them what they wanted, which was to avoid doing work.
Yeah. Yeah.
But then you also get into that whole, but if they're disrespecting you, yada yada. And I'm like, oh, humans are just so complicated.
Yeah, we can be.
Friend earlier was like, why don't you read what you own before buying new books? I was like, oh, see, I'd be too. How dare you? They're separate hobbies, I'll have you know.
Yes.
I
You have a book,
agree.
you have a book collection hobby, you have a book buying hobby, you have a book reading hobby.
I call it book shopping therapy.
Yeah,
If I'm like,
I do that. Yeah, I do that with because of my anxiety and I need to get out. So I was like, wow, I want this book. I've done really good and I got out.
yeah. And see, I'm because I don't drive anymore. I haven't driven for a couple of years because I had a few things, and I'm like, I don't want this shit
Mhm.
happening when I'm in a car or work.
Yeah,
Well, that would be bad as well. Or I'm in a store and my
yeah,
husband's not with me, and then people are going to lose their shit if my back goes out. And then how does the car get home? So I'm like, we'll just circumvent all of that. Um, and it probably has saved my bank account because the bookstore is like a 10-15 minute drive away, so that would be brutal on days they have sales. And so that's my exciting outing every now and again. So I might go maybe once a month, or we'll take a drive somewhere else, because again, it's that getting out and about that I need to do. And
yeah,
I'm like, the grocery store to me is not an outing. I mean, I'll go now and again, but the grocery store is not an outing. You drop me off at the Goodwill thrift bookstore, that's an outing, and that I can wander around for like half an hour, 40 minutes, because it's, I mean, not massive, but it's got a
yeah.
huge selection, and I go through, the science fiction, look for ghost books, go to the self-help and all kinds of stuff. So to me, that's an outing. That's my book shopping therapy. That was rude. That was pretty. Insert death becomes her meme here. True enough. Buying books, reading, two separate hobbies. They have some intersections. Yeah, I keep saying I'm going to write a 12-step program for my book buying. Meme comment to Paula, true comment to Kat. Nothing motivates like deadlines. Till it gets to be like an I Love Lucy chocolate factory. Exactly. Everything falling off the belt. Do work better under pressure to a point, wait too long, just go into I can't do it spiral. Yeah, and that's the thing, right? Yep. Don't like the work, period. Procrastination's my jam. Very Canadian books. Thinks about what could what could that mean? It means it's places we know, and
Yeah. And like I said, there was Tim Hortons that was in it. Tim Hortons a big, huge thing in Canada.
exactly. Liked work when it was making, oh yes, pyro. Cat does know how to make fireworks. Now work interrupts my reading, and puppy snuggles makes me mean. Though being told's probably my depression kicking in, oddly depressed me. Yeah, that would be true.
Okay. My daughter wants to say hi.
Hello, welcome.
I asked her to bring up my cord.
Awesome. See, it's handy when you have those extra hands that can, what's the
Yeah.
depression kicking in? Yeah, good question. The procrastinating. Excuse me, maybe comes in all colors and flavors. Oh, there we go. Hey, Murdoch was too cheesy. Margaret. Murdoch was nice eye candy. That eye shadow
No.
looks
Yeah, he
very
was.
good.
I mean, he's still okay. I've seen the new pictures of him.
Right? And I mean, it was just silly fun, Margaret. It wasn't Sherlock Holmes or meant to be deep thought. It was just silly. It was comedy basically, but it had dead bodies.
Yeah.
Hadn't heard that one, thought it was just one of those personality things, got my mom riled up when I was a kid. Oh, what's Franny up? Oh, super fuss. Someone can't tell time 2 hours early. She's just in a different time zone. She's not in the ocean. She's fussing because the big ugly just passed. Just
I'm
post
still here.
shorts once a month. There we go. Hey, but you're still posting and your shorts are doing well. Folks who disappeared till I try to call back their spirits with tagging them. Well, and the funny thing is, it's also hard to know who's watching. I mean, I do good with my returning viewers, but I couldn't tell you who 3/4 of them are because they don't comment. Because I know the number of returning viewers compared to the people I know from the comments are not the same. And, I know sometimes, and it happens to me, if I'm trying to catch up, then I end up going through but not commenting on videos because I'm trying to catch up on a number of channels, or I try and leave an emoji. And it was cute. And this is the second time it's happened. I've had someone comment recently and they're like, I've been subbed for months, really enjoy your channel, just finally made a comment. And I'm like, thank you. Excuse me, I appreciate it. But like I say, and or other people who I thought left, and then suddenly there's a comment out of nowhere, and it's like, oh, okay, you're still
You're still
here. Like
here.
you never know, because I mean, people get busy, or just don't leave a
Yeah.
comment. Nicer name than I got for that evil abomination. I know I'm going to be even more pissed about when I go. Oh, Captain Makeup.
Mm.
I don't see those. Lame out. Have to go find them. Too many selected. Actually spend reading. I think this is back to the TBRs. Nice titles 2 days ago. TBRs just wish lists if we had time and concentration. 34. Wish I was that old. Okay, this is the
When you're
maturity.
talking about your algorithm stuff, yeah.
Yeah. 10 years over. I'm with Gareth. Don't get a clear direction from stats either. Yep. Just keep swimming. That's all we can do, really. Anyone else
Mhm.
rabid fans in the chat? K-pop. I have no idea who those guys
Wait,
are.
is that the new movie that came out on Netflix? Because I have to watch it with my kids.
Oh, here we go. Someone else is asking, is that on
Yeah.
Netflix? Yes.
If so, I'm here for it because the evil guy, he's a dream. He's a animated character, but he's a dream.
Hey, there we go. Ginger blames Ven for TikTok, kept sending me stuff, needed to see what it was. I have nothing to do with TikTok, partly just because I try and limit, because with passwords and everything else, I don't want a whole ton of things.
Yeah.
But last night watched some booktube, but then I actually watched a video. It came up in my feed for some reason, and it was TikTokers being sentenced to life imprisonment. And I
Okay.
was like, wow. Because again,
Yeah.
you see this persona on the screen, and of course, they make it sound all lovey dovey or everything else or whatever they're
Yeah.
doing. And it doesn't mean that's what they're really like off screen or what their
Yeah.
life is like. So there was one guy who killed his partner. There was some speed racer who killed a mother and daughter. And it made me sick that his fans were saying he shouldn't go, he was too pretty for prison, and signed a petition to lower his sentence. I'm like,
No.
Do you people have brains in your heads? Like, what the hell is wrong with you?
Yeah.
This man just lost his infant daughter and wife, and
Yeah.
you think some guy who speeds down the road
Mm-mm.
doesn't deserve. Ugh. But yeah,
I
it was
yeah.
bizarre.
I got on the TikTok for the books. But then I got on, I was in the book section. I'm seeing all the book stuff. And then I got onto the mask and biker section, which I was having a heyday. But lately, I've been on like true crime, like what's been happening.
Mm,
The biggest one was the Lily and something Sullivan
the
children
little
from,
children.
yeah, from
Have they
Canada.
found them yet?
They have not found them yet. No. They haven't done any finding of them, which I keep trying to keep up with that one because I was like, they're little kids. Like,
Mm.
you need to know. And then there was another one I kind of came on to at like 4 in the morning because I was bored just scrolling. Where and I seen the video and I kind of wish I didn't see the video, but a TikToker was shot on live on TikTok. And
Oh
I'm
my
like,
gosh.
why are these being posted? Like there's kids that
Yeah,
watch
and
this.
still up.
Yeah.
See, and
Yeah.
that's what, and I used to have Facebook years ago, and I left. One, because I have no use for Fuckerberg, and two, it was just way too much. Because I'm one of
Yeah.
those, if I see it, I can't unsee it. And there were things in that news feed. No,
That's how
no,
TikTok
no,
is.
no. And that's part of why I've never gotten into TikTok. And I mean, I know it's like any platform because, I mean, let's be serious. There's carp around YouTube, and to say otherwise is just nonsense. But at least with YouTube, you can really be more selective about what you're going to watch or things you select, or if stuff comes up in your suggested, you just clear your history
Yeah.
and then that stuff doesn't come up, or you don't click on those recommends and then eventually they stop recommending that type of thing. Whereas like with Facebook, Meta, whatever the hell that douche wants to call himself, I really don't like this guy. I've watched him in some of those congressional hearings, which I'm sorry,
Yeah.
and I apologize to any American in the chat, but what a frickin' waste of time those hearings are. Because you think about the amount of money sitting in those rooms, they're asking questions, they're grilling people, and then they don't do jack squat.
Yeah.
So, these people are making six figures. And don't get me wrong, I'm not impressed anymore with our political people either. So it's not just your politicians I have no use for. Most of them are a waste of oxygen and they should just stop wasting it. But on like Facebook, you couldn't get past it because if you wanted to see what people were posting, you'd have to go through the news feed. But if you didn't
Mhm.
want to see what was in the news feed, like it, so I was
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
no, I'm good.
Too much.
Yeah. Well, and then when he pulled that stunt of shutting things down for 6 hours, and I refused to believe that was some glitch. That
Yeah.
was just Mr. I'm a tantruming 19-year-old that never grew up going, look how much control I have over all of you. And
Hmm.
how much money did the people who use that platform for business lose? And
Yeah.
yes, he lost money too, but like he cares, he can make that
I
up
mean,
in no time.
also lost a lot of people because like especially like with when TikTok went down, it's like everybody swarmed to YouTube.
And this is it, right? And it's just, and I mean, like I said, they all have their own issues and different things. And it's like anything, you have to pick and choose. Like I know there's a big bugaboo with Amazon, and I
Yeah.
get it, and it's not like I'm buddies with Bezos either, but we have nothing comparable here in Canada.
No.
So, someone should step up and design it and get it up and running while they've got all this money and plans. But at
Yeah.
least the one thing with Amazon is I can buy books from American authors and they're published here in Bolton, Ontario.
Yeah.
So there's jobs for those people in Ontario. Now, I was watching, and I don't watch them often because I try and avoid politics. It's just an issue that makes me want to blow my ponytail off. But I was watching Charlie Angus. Angus? I think so. He was a
Yeah.
former MP, and he was saying about Amazon because, of course, now that tax isn't going through. And he's like, they just got rid of all these people in Quebec and all their factories closed rather than have them unionized. But again, name me a business that doesn't have some kind of an issue that's perfect for everybody. Like
Yeah.
you got to pick and choose.
Um, can we dream and then name that? Because that's where we're gonna be going. But speaking of Canadian authors, I want to actually shout someone out.
Okay.
It is my brother-in-law.
Awesome.
He's written one book already. It's probably somewhere over there. But this is his newest book that comes out July 11th.
Ooh,
It's called The Reluctant Blade.
awesome. And I'm just going to type that in here because it's what type of book is it, Donna?
I think it's a fantasy. I haven't fully looked it up yet. He did talk a little bit about it, but that was months ago.
There you go. Okay, so I put it in the chat, so hopefully people check it out. That's
Yeah.
awesome. Yeah, my chat's about, and see, this is why I should get the Margaret's, the wrenches. So thank you, Margaret, for pointing that out. I was just looking at her name, but then people could put up their links and things for sure.
Yeah.
Different looking Donna-Marie talking about Fourth Wing.
Look, I love
Oh,
it.
cats all over that one. Naked
Naked
bikers. You're on the same
biker.
side. Wahahaha. All right, now they're into chit-chatting. Yep. Never read Fourth Wing. Yes, but you still comment about it. You're hilarious. Couple that does Feyre and Reese, and the guy runs it. He's effing hilarious. There's a couple that does Feyre and
Oh, the
Reese.
cosplay. Oh, yeah, the cosplay. I haven't seen that though. So maybe you can share it with me.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't know if it's finger painting and all the other stuff they do. No thanks. It's thick, so it's thick, so it's partly your thing, twin. That would be the book. Okay. Um, I know who you're talking about. Can't remember his name either. So that would be in
Liam.
Fourth
I just
Wing.
remember Liam.
Oh,
I just
there we go. A lot of Scots won't read it. Disrespect of our language. Yes, with the
Yeah.
names. Okay. Said that right. Well, either way, something we said right. Intertwined sounds like a me thing. I'm surprised we haven't seen Ven. Ven and Noah need to do another one of the smash or pass fictional character streams. Yeah, I can't remember which late night show used to have that. The three things with someone. Couple coworkers need to read Haunting Adeline. Don't think they have a clue about my reading tastes. Prefer to experience, not read it. Bane will killer probably close by. It's right up there with the no weapons for exit. Let me run upstairs to the attic. Too dumb to function.
Yeah.
It's why you make notes of scenes. Puppies are easier, just want scratches, all food all the time. Hey, Sue, hope you're still here. It's awesome. Seems like you're able to get out a bit more than you used to. So that's with the
Yeah.
shopping.
I went to go and get my hair done yesterday. My eyebrows done.
There you
Haven't done
go.
that in over 5 years. So
Nice. Well, hey, every little bit and
Yeah.
you give yourself a pat on the back for those wins
Yeah. Well, I
and
went
for
out on Sunday too, to my friends out of town, and I was gone for like 4 hours. It's like,
there you
did
go.
I do that?
Nice. That's awesome. So funny thing, IG, friend, punch card, box for each time you say no, and 10 punches get you a free ice cream. Thought it was pretty great.
Well,
There
ice
you
cream.
go. Do that with getting out if it resonates. That's a good idea. And yeah, there's different things that work, whether it's a sticker system or punch card. Discount books are across the street. Oh yeah, where I do my grocery shopping. I remember seeing this dinner stuff, so I might not get in more trouble yet. Yeah, because Kat's been we've got this thing of who's buying more books. Jenny usually has us beat hands down, but hers are all Kindle and mostly free. There's Jenny, Ven, Kat, and myself, but so far I'm in the bottom of the list this time. Kat is jumping ahead of me because she's been having amazing library sales and now this discount store. And I'm like, keep buying. I'm in the bottom. I think I'm still under 60, but I'll
I
have
buy
to.
from Book Outlet because it's a bit more cheaper getting it shipped to me and like a bunch of books. Actually, they sent me an extra book. I was,
Nice.
I was supposed to get a certain book, and I did my video for my haul, and I was like going over what I had in there. I was like, but wait, that's not there, but I still have 9 books. What's the extra book? And I realized they gave me a book I didn't even have on my list.
Oh my. Now, is
So,
there a shipping charge for that, Donna?
so if
Outlet?
you get $40 and more in your cart, you
Yep.
get free shipping. Yeah, free shipping. And then they do like sales. Like the last sale I did was the
I'm just
seven
writing
ninety
this
nine.
down. Yep.
They did a 7.99 sale. So I got like 9 books. Mostly hardback, and they had like sprayed edges. That's like the one book that I looked at is like $30 on Amazon, and I got it for 7.99.
Ooh, I gotta
Um,
be checking me this out.
yeah, Book Outlet. Yeah. So,
I
but
will definitely look
I
into
got
that.
9 books for like $60 to $70. And like I said, like I got 3 or 4 of them that had sprayed edges. So they're really
Nice.
nice. Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely because I'll check out like Indigo. I've rarely gone in the last year and a bit. Although even when I do go, it's typically the discount section.
Yeah.
Um, and the thrift store, I mean, $5 for a hardcover is an amazing price.
Hmm.
But the reason I pretty much go with Amazon if I can't find it in those locations and the prices are decent because it's pretty much only books I get through Amazon. And but we get free shipping because we only have Prime. That's the only streaming we're with because I
Yeah.
refuse
I
to
got
be
that too.
nickeled and dimed I mean, that's why we got rid of cable because you pay your cable thing. Then it's like, oh, well, this package, this package, this package. And I'm like, hey, guess what? No cable. How you like me
Hmm.
now? Let those packages work out for you. And streaming's become the same thing. Ooh,
Yeah.
just $12 a month. Ooh, just $5 a month. And I'm like, ooh, multiply that by 12 and hell's no, that's my hydro bill. So forget it for the
Yeah.
year. Like, no. Or whatever. But still, if you add it up over 5, 8 streaming services, that's like a chunk of change on top of your Wi-Fi, on top of, oh, hey, sure, you've signed up with us, but pay for this movie. Hey, no, you're already paying this fee. So how about you just provide the movie? Like,
Yeah.
it's just scam. Margaret saying, I can't do it. Spiral is avoidance. It just became clear again recently. Yep, and that does happen sometimes is going through that Paula also love Murdoch. Death in Paradise, silly, I can't handle it. Feel like we need to up our Voxer eye candy spam. That would be all the sounds going on. Yes, Kat, I'll see how much eye candy I have in that, because I've been hearing my phone going bloop, 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 and it's like they're
I
going
put mine
nuts.
on do not disturb so that because I have the ghost face thing going, what's your favorite scary movie? And I figured you don't want to hear that all the time. So
That's funny. Kat, she is on Voxer, Margaret, and we should probably have you in the Gremlin group. You could see all these things that Kat and Jenny get up to and the gifts they send. Too pretty for prison, probably the same ones ask what women were wearing, why they went out with male supervision. Yeah, those people were
agree.
just bikers. Am I the only one who's what's Voxer?
See, I know what
Possibly.
Voxer is, but I have Voxer, just not it's online. I don't want it on my phone. I only had one person.
Oh,
So
well,
I use WhatsApp.
see, a lot of people use WhatsApp. And Paula,
Hmm.
if you know what WhatsApp is, it's a communication. Voxer, same type of thing. You can get it on your phone or you can access it on the computer. And you can leave audio or text messages for people. And you can send pictures or GIFs back and forth. You can set up little conversations and groups between people. And I only ended up getting Voxer because of a buddy read, and that's where a lot of people do the different buddy reads. So that's why I ended up with Voxer versus that. And Margaret answered, thank you, Margaret. It's another chat text platform like Discord. Yes, Kat loves the politicians in the States. Blowhard was she referring to? I was on Voxer. Talking, there you go. Talking Tangerine, Captain Makeup, Putin's Orange Puppet and Friends. So many names. Glad I missed. Oh, made granola.
Ooh.
Nice. Very nom nom. I haven't done that in a while. Funny watching all the confessions came out. Creators thought they'd never have TikTok again. Yeah, and see, remember that? Like so much noise and nonsense in the news and the media that just takes away from what's happening in the here and now.
Hmm.
I mean, the thing obviously with the UFOs, ooh, let's talk about the aliens when we should be paying attention to what the hell's going on in your own country, any of our countries, doesn't matter what side of the border or ocean. Like,
Yeah.
mamma mia. Reluctant Blade makes me think Reluctant Bride. Should put that in for misspellings, accidental traffic. Rysand accounts, Kishan. Hope you laugh out loud. There we
Okay,
go.
thank you.
I'm sure some of their fan art and stuff is wow. Just added the bride one by accident. Got to take a break. Take care, Margaret. Lovely having you here. Hey, Ven has arrived. He's been summoned. Now, did I miss
Oh,
anyone
yeah.
else? That's great, Donna. I'm thinking that's about your trip out and about.
Yes, probably is. Thank you.
Paula, Lacey, case in point. He's been summoned. Hey, Ven, by Margaret. Hey, Lane, Donna, chat. I'm never going to catch up. I think they've actually, for the first time ever,
You you were catching up, but
I was, and then they're trying to get this crown again. Damn it, how'd you stop? Steal top spot. Oh my God, they're still book out. Oh,
okay.
okay. Store here, even
Mhm.
better deals. Most expensive, $8. Ooh, originally 60. Have stuff I couldn't find in the US. So where are they from?
Well, they have
Is
stores
it?
in the US, but also in Canada.
Okay, and yeah, Kat saying support Canada shipping to my house here. Second
Yeah.
sale go to if I'm looking for. Okay, good to know. Oh, she's happy. She must have a crown back. No, I'm the favorite. 331 Kindle and still just 3 physical. You have more than 331 on your Kindle, Jenny. Who are you kidding? You're like up to the thousands. Streaming's evil. Buy the ones I have to have when I find a good deal. So if internet is out, moves to a different service, I can still watch it. So far ahead of me. Yes, the big competition. Okay, catch up then. Spend way too much on streaming. Read instead anyway. Everyone else that benefits. Yeah, see, I've cut my TV viewing down to about 2 hours a week. And that's usually, well, we just finished watching Battlestar again, but we have different series on DVD or Blu ray. And that's pretty much all I watch because I can't be bothered to invest in 8 episodes, get used to a character, and then it's going to be canceled anyhow. So why? Not going to tie Jenny at least. I feel personally attacked. Oh my goodness, I just realized that 331 is how much she's gotten since January. Jenny, holy crikey, girl. Because I know she's got 4,000 or something. It's okay, my unread's going to go up. Managed to get another free. Ooh, nice for 3 months. Gotta love that. Crappy Lane starting to catch up. Must stop her. Spam, spam, chaos, more spam, nuts. Crowns
Oh
me.
gosh.
Look at these guys. So, and even Paul is in on it. Catching up. Never. They're coconuts. Have that stuck in my head. That's just the one spot. See, it did catch up. Gonna go with 44. Look at. Then want to recheck the full number. I want to spam. I won't spam. Oh, but then you won't get a crown, Vin. Always get new recruits. And that's the other thing I love about you skip. That's cheating. Yes, again, high school, teenagers. I'm aware. It's the first time I've caught up in the chat. But
You
that's
did
fun
it.
too with all the crowns and things. So, and we still didn't quite get to Akatar, but we did see. Yes, I'm adapting. I could manage a room with bodies.
Yeah.
Now I'm learning how to do it with the stream and having to scroll down
Yeah.
fast. But then I
We
feel
got
bad.
to a little bit of Akatar because I did talk about, you know, which was my
Now,
favorite book, and then the husband's reading it with me. And
well, an Akatar, and it started as a joke, but I got to show this number. 4,285 unread. I think you've got your reading covered for a few years. And
for a decade.
331 just this year. Holy jumping, Jenny. But yeah, with Akatar, it started as a joke to bug Ven because I had to know who Feyre was if I was going to make fun of it. And then, like with your situation with the library, well, I've been on a stream. Noah said I was like Nesta, and he'd only read book one at that point. And then I'm like, okay, I gotta find out who this Nesta is. Although the little cretin knew that she doesn't come up really detailed until book 5. But of course, to get there, you kind of need to read the rest of the series. I put them on hold through the library because I'm like, I'm not buying more than book 1.
Mhm.
And of course, because everybody and their cousin is now reading Akatar, it took forever for the books to come through. Then don't they come through within a short time frame? But I knew I wouldn't be able to automatically renew after the 3
Mhm.
weeks because there's this long ass wait line.
Yeah.
So I had to plow through them, and they're chunky freaking monkeys. Then I got Frost and Starlight through the library, but at least that was a novella. Then I'm like, okay, I'm, done with this for a while. There was different things. Then doesn't Silver Flame show up? 751 pages. I'm like, oh, and again, I can't auto renew it, so I got to get through the sucker. But that at least is the story of Nesta and Cassian, the two characters that I was interested in.
Yeah.
I could skip because there's a scene that's 10 pages long that I didn't have to read because I don't care. And there were a bunch of other parts. So now in September, we're doing a group reread. So now Noah gets to reread the series. Well, he hasn't read book 5 yet. For Hermie and I, it will be a complete reread, and Ven's still dragging his heels, but now he's going to read the whole series. And it'll be interesting to go through it this time because I'm not going to be as angry through book 2 because it really pissed me off how fast Feyre could learn to read and write like it's, ooh, no big deal. And I'm like, yeah, that's not good for young adults who are struggling readers, learning challenged. And what's this shit that you just pull it off in 2 months and it's like easy peasy, lemon squeezy? So I was pretty much seeing red through all of that book. Then there was a memory that just hit me out of the blue through book 3 and some old childhood stuff that sent me off the rails for a while. So I really didn't catch much of what was going on in that book, but I read it front to back. So this time through, it's like, okay, I know the triggers. I worked through all the childhood stuff, and it's not been a big deal in Eon. So it will be a very different read because now I'm going to read it for different reasons to kind of, character development, different things. I can X out the spicy pages.
You're gonna murder the pages.
Yeah. Terrorize Noah for making me read this stupid series. But
see, yeah, I read the first book back in like 2018, 2019, I think it was. And then I read the second book and then I didn't finish. I was like, okay, well, I kind of need to reread it. So I reread it like last year. And so that was my second time reading it. And then the husband was like, well, I can read it with you. So I reread the first one for the third time.
oh, there you go.
And then I was like, well, while I'm rereading it for a third time, I'll just annotate it for, general times. So I technically reread the first book 3 times, reread the second book twice, read the third one and the fourth one on its own, like for the first time. So, and then I did annotate those ones. That's why I said I need to get a second copy of Silver Flame because I want to annotate that one, but also he needs to read it. So, because I have 2 copies of each book.
Ah, there you go. And see, to me, annotating just helps the information stick. It's interacting and engaging with the material. And I just find, I remember it better that way. And I think that's why I struggle with ebooks. And I know people have said you can highlight, and it's not the same. It's handwriting is different than typing. And when you're handwriting, the information, and they've done studies on this. Jeanette Farmer did a lot of studies on this. And so even kids that had assistive tech, I had them doing stuff by hand sometimes for 2 reasons. One, because when you're doing that hand movement, it does connect with the brain. And she's proven it helps stroke victims and head injury victims to develop those neural pathways again. Whereas typing, it's an entirely different skill set and way of connecting with the material. But the other reason I had the students doing it is if technology breaks down, if you're at work, you still have to get the job done. Even if you're at
Yeah.
home, there are still things you have to get done. So you need a backup system.
Yeah.
And so, yeah.
Like
Now,
I'll
I love,
admit, I bought a no, not a Kindle, Kobo. And the only reason why is because I seen Hermie use the Kobo and it's got a pen and you can actually annotate with the pen on the Kobo. And I was like, I
nice.
need that one.
Yeah. And again, I mean, it would work for some people. I just know it's just not how my
Yeah.
brain works. Like I have a hard
Now,
time reading on the
yeah,
computer.
I'm not saying my annotations all smart. Some of my annotations are like, damn, he's fine. I'd like to do him. Or
But you
like,
know what? That makes you remember when you're reading the story. And so, I mean, my annotations, trust me, vary from WTF. How
I've
can
had those
people be
ones.
this stupid? But these are in
Yeah.
my nonfiction books.
Yeah. Yeah, I
And
have
that's,
these in all my books. I'm like,
yeah.
WTF? Oh, he's hot. Do me instead.
Before I say something else on that, proof, and it's on the screen.
Yeah.
Then said
Then
he
read
will
it.
read all of Akatar. Now, the funny thing with the annotating, and like I said, I have some books on the corner of the table in the living room, and that's kind of Panther and Tiki's table. They stretch all over it, and every now and again, Panther might push my books off because it's his table, even though he's got tons of room. But anyhow, lately he's left the books there, bless his little heart. And I'm reading this one book, and it's called A Book of Signs. 31 undeniable prophecies that the end times are coming, the apocalypse. Now, this
Mhm.
was written, I think, in 2019. And I'm just like, wow. Because, of course, it's based on a number of different things, but has America as part of it. I'm like, okay, dude, point number one, there was no America 2,000 years ago. Do you see the flaw with your theory yet? And then there's some other things that just go off the rails. But it did explain some things about certain other individuals in this whole brouhaha. But I'm just like, I'm reading it because I was going to start it. And to make a commentary on it, I got to read the whole thing. But
Mhm.
Panther obviously agreed the book is crap because there's teeth marks in the corner. Like, Mom, what are you reading this carp for? No marks on any of the other books.
Yeah.
That's the one with the teeth marks.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a lot of commentary in that book that I won't be showing the pages because it's
Mm.
not appropriate. I'm just
Yeah.
like, to each their own. I have an open mind. But I mean, some of the stuff is just like, well, one day, and I did feel bad because, they always say there's no such thing as a stupid question. And a student decided to try that with me with a particularly stupid question on a bad day. I'm like, sweetie, that's what smart people tell the slow people so they feel good about themselves. And all the students in the room are like, I'm like, okay, put your hand up if you agree that wasn't a stupid question. And even
All
the
the
kid,
hands went up.
yeah, and even the kid who asked it is like thinking, and he's like, all right, you got me. I said, okay, now I feel bad because that was really rude, but honest to crikey. Like, dude.
The kids these days though, they can ask some pretty stupid
Oh,
questions.
tis amazing. And I'm just going through there because they're all talking Feyre
Yeah.
again.
They're trying to
Yay!
get the crown.
And Pringle party confetti. And I did say yes. Okay, if I've
Well,
missed something,
Ven, I seen Ven's comment about the whole in brackets, in quotations. So I had to put in, Ven will be reading it.
exactly. And yes, dang, mean teacher response. I was in EA, I got away with it. And the funnier thing is, I didn't even have a nickname. There were teachers that had some like really rude names. You can so read, Ven. Um, but even with stunts like that, I was no, the kids always came to my defense, watched my back, and it was all good. But
Yeah.
and the other is I always warn people, like, what you see, I'm WYSIWYG. What you see is what you get. If you can't cope, number one, don't pick on me because I'll give it to you back in spades. And it's actually funny because I've got a
I seen that comment.
sorry, whoops. Are you sure she's faking it, Ven? Because I mean, she gets pretty jiggy with it
I
everywhere.
mean, have you heard the graphic audio?
No, and I would not. It was funny. Elmo was in Noah's stream yesterday, and Elmo didn't get through book one. She only got to the spring festival scene,
Yeah.
and that was it. And she was doing it by audio. And it's like, what if my earbuds fell out and someone else heard this stuff? I'm like, oh, Elmo, be glad you weren't listening to book 2 and 3 because it gets way more graphic than that little scene. Like,
Or from what I
seriously.
heard, book 5.
Yes, book 5 is there's a lot of spicy. I have wine. I forgot about it. Nice try. I'll remind you. Yes, poor Elmo. Oh, yes, they were coming up with a vampire story in the stream that Elmo's going to write. I okay, maybe it's just because we've been talking Akatar. You did the audio for Fourth Wing and Serpent of Wings of Night. Somehow the
Okay, so
you did is just striking me as hilarious right now.
so you listened to just the audio for Fourth Wing, or did you listen to the graphic audio for Fourth Wing? Because to be fair, graphic audio for Fourth Wing, I was hearing literally the furniture creak and move as well as their sounds. And I'm like, okay, I don't know how much I like this because it's almost like instead of visualizing, watching porno, you're listening
To
more.
it. Well, Ven was saying he listened at work, but now you have him interested. What? There's a different
Yeah,
audio.
graphic audio, GA.
Now he's going to be searching that up. How do you do an audio in your mind, Cat? WGF? I didn't know that even existed. See
Yeah,
the things you
it's a
learn.
full cast of characters. You got like so many people playing as different of like multiple different. You actually, in general sense, the one reason why I wanted to listen to it was you get to hear the dragons' voices. Okay, when they're
Ah,
talking, you get to hear. I don't like it though because the main dragon is not the voice I wanted.
oh, yeah. See, that would.
Yeah. There's a voice on Instagram. I don't remember his name, but he does this really nice dragon voice for him. And I'm like, this is what I want. And then I get to the graphic audio and I'm like, this is like a child version of that
Oh,
one.
not good. Oop. Okay. Neither did I. Makes notes for spicy September. Sure, blame it on spicy September. Graphic audio is just new fancy versions of radio drama. 'Tis true. And so, yeah, they found a way to reach a different audience and have that
How they
story.
put
But
it, every audiobook when it goes to start for the graphic audio, everyone starts with It's a movie in your mind.
Oh, well, yeah, and I mean, especially with the sound effects and
Yeah.
different
Akatar
things.
has it too. So Akatar has it, Fourth Wing has it. Um, there's probably a couple others, but those are the only two main ones I know.
Well, I'm trying to think because, and it's been ages because I usually don't get into sprints often in the daytime, but I know some mornings when I've popped in, I think Dee Dee was talking about a couple of, because she calls it immersive reading, and there's the
Yeah.
different sound effects and that. Because I
So
remember, go ahead.
yeah, the immersive reading, like that's more prone to, for me, it's more prone to like having the audiobook, but also the physical copy in
Yeah.
your hand at the same time. So
Yeah. And she was talking about because she was doing those together. And yeah, you
yeah,
could do this individually. And I remember saying, damn, I wish they had that when I was working with students in high school because
yeah.
I was working with a program called Kurzweil, and so it would read the text for you, but it
Okay.
also had the print on the screen so they could listen and watch the text go. And so it
Mm,
would highlight the words so they were getting it visually and through their ears. And there were
yeah.
a number of students who really enjoyed it, and it helped because they were struggling readers. And there
Hmm.
were others are like, I don't need that. I can do it on my own. I don't need that. And I'm thinking, and now here I am about 10-ish years later, and I'm listening to adults who are not struggling readers, who are quite capable of reading, going, I love listening to the book and having it in front of me. And I'm like, damn, where were these people a decade ago when these kids are like,
Right?
you feel stupid. It's not cool. And I'm like, good Lord, there are
Now it's
people
cool.
making money talking about this stuff. Like, it's not Kurzweil, but it's exactly the same thing.
Yeah,
So it's wild.
that's
But
interesting.
yeah, it's funny because back then, and granted, back then the voices were crap. It wasn't, a audio voice. It was like this goofy computer, and not
I
everyone
mean,
was
we still
accessing
have
it.
those that today. We have the goofy computer ones because, like,
Yeah, it cracks me up when there's some people who watch YouTube channels and think they're
mhm,
listening to a person and it's an AI. And I'm like, whoa, like with the information too. Jenny likes immersive reading, stops my mind from wandering so I can get more reading done quicker. Now that because again, with audio, my mind goes all over the place and I kick it up a notch and my mind will still wander. I just
yeah.
don't retain it the
I
same.
have, when I'm listening to an audiobook, like without the physical copy, I have to be doing something else. So I'm either like planning my days of what I need to be doing, like content planning or anything like that. Um, or I'm diamond painting, or I'm getting ready for like diamond painting sprints and I'm doing those. So it's like I have to have something with my hands. I could be even cleaning. I could be
Yep.
cleaning because I need to be doing something while listening.
Yeah, it would be, and I've done that. I've listened to a couple of books. Well, but again, doing other things. But yeah, in the long run, at the end of them, I know I still haven't retained the story the same as I would have had I been
Mhm.
sitting and
With the
reading
book.
it.
Yeah.
Jenny, have to either the book or a mindless game. Paula, I've noticed that since I listen to audiobooks, my patience for reading physical books is lower. Interesting. And again, everyone has um, their own preference and what works
Mm,
better. I mean, I know some
yeah.
people who love the ebooks or like the Kindle. There's people like me, old school, book in hand. It's just something about the two pages together and the feel of the book. And then there's other people who absolutely love audio because they can take the books anywhere with them. And Jenny's the same, getting more and more audios. Yeah, read faster on Kindle. Yeah, well, you've got it cranked up to an insane speed there, Jenny.
Yeah,
But
I
I was
read slower on physical. Like I can take 2 months to read a physical book, but when I'm listening to a book and like reading it, I take like a couple of days.
mm, see, and it's funny because I did it with kids and I do it myself. I usually have my finger going down the page, but I read as well, like not out loud, but my lips are moving the whole time
Yeah.
I'm reading, and I think that's how I can track and go faster because I
Okay.
notice if I don't say the words or if my
Mhm.
mouth isn't, I don't read near as fast. If I'm just trying to read it in my head, it doesn't
Mhm.
go the same. Yep, I did have that. Hey, it's been 2 hours, 40 minutes.
It has.
And I just realized we're in the same time zone, so it's probably getting close to dinner time
Yeah,
at your place.
the husband has actually come up going, I was just checking on you and seeing how everything was. I was like, yeah, I'm still on. And he's like, okay, well, I'll leave you be.
That's okay. I heard mine in the doorway, like, Hey, Dee Dee, haven't seen you in ages, sweetie. And sadly, we're just about
Hey.
to wrap up. Because, yeah, it's funny. Most of the time, I'm like, okay, someone's an hour behind me, five
Yeah,
hours ahead of me. And it's
we're
like,
the same.
oh, holy crap, we're actually at the same time. This is kind of almost new. But yeah,
Yeah.
so Jenny's 3 times the speed. Time to finish chapter. I only see as a challenge now. Edie, we're, Donna has her kiddos to go feed. My hubby's finished dinner, but I said that's okay because I eat afterwards, so that's never a big deal. And our fur kids have been fed, so that's all good because he feeds them at dinner time. But yeah, well, this has been lovely and
Yes,
awesome chatting. We'll have to do this again sometime.
we will. Thank you for having me.
My pleasure, and it's been fun. Be looking at different things with Canada, chatting different Canadian authors, comedians, and things. If you haven't already subbed to Donna, be sure to go check her out. It's lovely. We seem to have a lot of connections here, and people
Yeah.
already know each other, which is awesome. As
Yeah,
always,
that is awesome.
thank you to my guest, Donna. Thank you to everyone who could join us and pop in. Big thank you to Team Rewatch. It's always appreciated. And I feel bad, but yeah, Dee Dee, we're just heading out, so we'll have to catch up in one of your sprints, hon.
Rewatch, rewatch.
Yeah. Thank you so much for being here, everyone. Have a great evening.